This is episode 24 of season all. And this episode of Designers of the Worst is brought to you by the 2020 Lethbridge Alberta Canadian Curling Championship. Come on down to the Dugtown Curling Rink for some cool action and hot sweeping. The first 20 people through the door to say, "Ice to see you," will receive a free Gravedigger sponsored fidget spinner. Curl that rock and let's start the show. So it is episode 24.
Yep. Of
season all.
Season of the all. And the show is
good. It's okay.
We have one rating on iTunes.
It's free.
On Apple Podcasts. Hey, it's a free show. And that show is Designers Are the Worst, your new least favorite show about an exclusively visual medium, cleverly brought to you in an audio format. I really wish I made the intro shorter when we started.
Yeah. Did we do the intro the past couple times?
Yep.
Oh, I don't remember it.
I'm a pro.
So
I don't know, but I edit while I listen to it. You may be not surprised if you're listening at home that there's no editing being done here.
No. My name is Marcus, and I like to party.
My name is Rod. I like to party.
I recently rewatched Hot Rod for those who aren't aware of that reference.
My youngest kids watched it again in the car the other day when they were going on a trip.
And it still holds up as a really dynamite film for such a low budget. And also the part I laughed at, I think the most this time was it Chris Parnell? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Explaining, he's like, I have the tattoo about it. And I realize this is kind of made up. But I like to envision that Calvin has a little bit of sperm left on his penis. And
from having sex the night before.
The pee is streaming in two different directions onto TV and FM radio.
The town that it was filmed in was a town I grew up in, Cloverdale, outside of Vancouver.
Right.
And that hill in the beginning when he's riding down on his moped to jump the pool, that's the pool I was at every day in the summer. Oh. And that's a hill I would ride my little toboggan down in the wintertime, which was a giant tire tube because we didn't have a toboggan. No, not into the pool. In the movie, they took the fence out. Oh. There was like a chain link fence, but
rich people.
As a kid, I had many a nosebleed in that pool, and don't worry, I'm clean. Or I was in 19.
There was just signs that said dive head first.
Yeah.
And you'll be the best.
Just aim for the clear water.
Yeah.
Today, what is today? Today is a day.
We have no guests.
Nope. But we have content aplenty.
So
contenty.
I'm going to guess it's going to be a shorter episode. And by shorter, I mean reasonable.
220? We'll keep it under 228. But yeah, judging by the ones that just you and I have done in the past, they are no shorter.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
We just talk more and try and wrangle guests less. But speaking of guests, last one we had was Jaden from Good News Skateshop, and as an unofficial sponsor of the show because Marcus bought some shoes there today.
Technically, yeah. Yeah,
so they gave him the home slice discount, and now that counts as sponsorship.
Ooh.
This show is accidentally sponsored by Good News Skate Shop in the, for some reason, Lojo district, which is just the bottom part of one street in Victoria, Alberta, Columbia.
But it was really interesting because even Matt, the owner, was saying that it's like they have a lot of sales that are people who don't skate anymore, but don't want Vans and Converse, like the simple basic stuff that they sell up the street.
Yeah.
They want something that they know is going to be a little bit more durable, and it makes sense. It's the the evolved ex-skater.
It's true. And that's why Vans years ago came out with fucking Siri. No. Shut up. That's why Vans years ago came out with their they're pro models of all like classic shoes, so they're all
Right.
like souped up and all that too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Yep.
that's some neat stuff where he showed me this one pair of Vans where the insole is actually sewn into the shoe, so you
Yep.
can't remove it. But what they did was the actual sole of the shoe is got this like honeycomb like crosshatch that absorbs everything, and it was weird, but I've never seen it before.
I think it might be. I don't know if they have it, but they have one called the Ultra Range. That's the kind of thing. And anyway,
Could be.
the Rapid Weld by Van Engelen. Another beautiful
The,
shoe.
the tech of skate shoes is quite techy, if you will.
Yeah, they used to like fake the tech in the 90s with like the huge
Just
puffy
make it
shoes
thick.
and just it's kind of like putting like spoilers on the side of your car. It's like you just put a bunch of extra shit on it, but it doesn't actually drive any better.
Yeah,
but
it looks cool.
but now they can have like a slim, good looking shoe that actually feels good.
Yeah.
Of course, the ones I still wear the classics, which feel like pita pockets. And my doctor says you should wear boots, and I said you should
buy them.
not tell me stuff to do, buddy.
Yeah, why don't you buy them?
Yeah, why don't you buy them, buddy? So today, it occurred to me that Reddit is a very popular website I've never been on it.
I've heard of it before.
And so I thought there's got to be people talking design on it.
It's so I've
kind of.
I've only been to it to look at the local Victoria
Victoria
thread?
Beckham thread.
Channel page. I don't even know what you call them.
We're huge fans of the entire Beckham family.
The
Especially
royal family, actually.
Brooklyn was it Brooklyn Beckham? That's hard to say a bunch of times.
That's
fast.
the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of them.
That's the kid. So I only go there once in a while out of curiosity and because I was feeling good about myself. I go to the Victoria one to see what people are complaining about.
Yeah.
Because that's really what it feels like for the most part. Is once you get into any sort of comment thread
Yeah.
of any post, it just goes to shit. I know that Reddit, from what I saw, was a little bit different, but people were actually posting constructive things. And it wasn't like a Facebook thread, but still, it's like, it's a lot happening.
So I was curious because I got on Reddit and I realized
Now I officially feel dated by wanting to watch this video.
I know this
What
video
is
is
Reddit?
entitled "What is Reddit?" Because I logged on, fucking uploaded my hashtag to it. I went on it and it was just a giant shitty mess. It's a horrifying thing. So I was like, why is this even a thing? So the little
Like, I know the Reddit AMAs, it's like celebrities or whoever will post like a picture of like, I'm on Reddit doing an
Yeah.
AMA, and people post their questions and they answer them like, oh yeah, that's interesting.
yeah.
If you want.
It took me a few years to realize it wasn't like American like an acronym for something that.
But maybe this will help clear up how I think it's the same as Facebook, but just with text and pictures.
All
I
right,
don't know.
explain it to us,
You know?
preemie baby with a growth.
From a simple beginning as a link-sharing website,
did you watch this
Reddit has
already?
become a
Yep.
network of over 100,000 active
pretty
communities
epic.
centered around people's passions.
So far, it's just a
from the
picture of a
ordinary
laptop.
to the extraordinary.
Someone spent
In these
4 minutes
communities,
making an
people connect
illustrator.
over
It's got no
common
keys.
interests, sharing stories,
Oh, it's a Jerry
images,
King.
and videos. They upvote the best posts, which make them rise to the top, and then conversations play out in the comments. This has made Reddit not just the center of gravity for topical discussions about news, sports, life, and entertainment, but where new ideas develop and orbit around these interests.
Interesting. So,
That helped me very little. Oh, hey, it's kind of like the Reddit guy. Get into that in a second.
I don't know. It's like a forum.
What I found,
How does it make
like it,
money?
I agree with you in that the threads out. What are they? Are they subreddits?
Hey,
Is
that
that
sounds
the
really
thing?
familiar. Actually.
Not
Yeah.
so old now, children. But yeah, like the discussions were pretty civil. It wasn't like I didn't see like I went through tons of subreddits in order to find interesting shit to talk about, and I didn't find like anybody like unloading or like being a racist idiot. Like it's basically what I found in the design world on Reddit was like the polar opposite of YouTube comments,
Right.
which are shitty,
And Facebook comments.
anti-Semitic, anti-woman, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been on Facebook in Facebook. Yeah, see, I'm so modern. I don't even know what it's called. I'm such a youth.
It's Russian now. It's Facebeak.
I signed off years ago and
You
never
haven't
been back.
You haven't missed much.
No.
It's a wasteland, and it's really funny because I was having this chat with social networks or with somebody about social networks, and because people globally seem to trust Facebook less and less every day, like there's always something shady coming out, or that recently that guy found a bug in the iOS app. When he's like scrolling through his feed, he found a glitch where it's showing that it's actually accessing his camera.
Oh, really?
And you can see his camera like on shooting the floor, and it's like, what the fuck? So I just wonder what the future of that social media is if people aren't on Facebook, but they want to still have communities. Is Reddit? Does that become the only thing, or is it? It's obviously not Twitter because it's not really community driven.
No, but like a place to have a discussion about stuff.
Yeah,
like
but
Reddit
still
seems
civil.
to be it.
Yeah,
But like honestly, I go to like after designing and building hundreds of websites over the years, I don't use any of them. Like not the ones I made. I just don't use websites. Like I go to a few sites to like look for news and stuff for the show.
Yeah.
I go to like CNN, I go to Thrasher, and then I'm out. Like I don't like it's. I was thinking about this the other day, because I was preparing something for a project or whatever it was, and I thought websites are now kind of officially out of date.
No, I disagree.
For purpose-driven stuff like e-commerce or whatever, that's all
right.
Like it seems like the fluff is no longer welcome. Where like the more useful the tool is, then people will spend their time using those. But on like mobile and stuff, like if it's a poorly designed, poorly built website on a browser, or on a mobile browser, I just
poorly designed websites. We're gonna get there.
Yeah. So when I see something, I just turn it off because I was like, well, this is a piece of shit.
Well, that's the thing is like, there was a talk quite some time ago that I watched that I really enjoyed, and it was by I think it was Brad Frost.
Oh, is that the developer?
Yeah, he wrote the stuff on like the atom design system, which starts with like molecules to component, whatever. It doesn't matter. But he did a talk on, I think it was called like Everything is Bullshit, or it's all bullshit. And it was basically saying like, 90% of the photos ever taken were taken in the last 5 years of all time. Yeah. And the content that people put out is just garbage, and that nobody thinks about the quality of it and whether it's worth anything. And then, so that's what we're kind of at, where that if a website doesn't have a purpose, like an actual purpose that you would use, then it's absolutely useless.
Which is the absolute, like, that is the reason why in the past, like, few years when people would be like, hey, can you make me a website? And like, for what? They're like, oh, it's for my house painting business. Just fucking get on Google Maps. Leave me alone. Like,
right.
I'm not going to take your $4,500 and you're not going to get something that people won't ever care about.
Yeah.
All they want is your reviews. How do I get in touch with you?
Yeah.
Where are you? That's about it.
A friend of mine is a real estate agent, and
ooh,
I don't know,
bragger,
bit of a brag, and he wanted a site a while back which like showed his listings on it as well, and I was like, no, nobody goes to your site to look at your listings. They go to like Realtor.
They go to MLS,
wherever.
Yeah,
that's so you're missing the whole, like, it's a waste of time and a waste of effort, and so we didn't end up putting them on there, and he's never had any like comments being like, where are your listings? It's just like, here is who I am. This is about me, how to contact me, and that's it.
Yeah, because when you go to a realtor site and they only have their listings up, you're like, okay, this is 1% of everything in the city. Fucking like take me to the place where the big pile of houses are. But yeah.
And I'm getting this feeling right now, especially in Canada, with or in general, the cannabis industry.
Yeah.
Because like if you go to a shop and watch how people buy cannabis, because the branding is null and void, people really only care about price and like the taste
and recommendation by the person behind the counter if they don't know that much about it.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it's this one's blue, this one's red. It has a logo. You can't do anything more than that.
So there's companies putting a lot of effort into their branding and website, but nobody's going to see it, and nobody's going to go to the site to look up your brand. Unfortunately, or your they're just going to go to the store and be like, oh, this one's cheaper. That's what I want to smoke.
Yeah, or they go to the online shops, and whatever gets a good rating and it's a good price, and like can be your host in 2 days. Like, all right, done. So like, as a person who does a lot of cannabis branding, it is kind of like we're making these things, and we hope people kind of catch them at some point. But there's no guarantee, even if they see it, that they're going to care about it, because you can't really sell through your own site right now. Like there's so many regulations because Canada's still like sorting out all the bullshit. So
I had this idea of giving a webinar talk on cannabis branding in Canada in its current state, and it was just 2 slides: how to brand your cannabis. Second slide is don't. Because right now it just doesn't matter. It really doesn't. And so until it turns into like the alcohol state where you can create cool labels and cool packaging and really get creative with it, it's just I don't think it'll have the same effect until that time.
Well, I don't think like the products that people buy, like I've been working almost exclusively in this industry for the past year, and because it's an inhalable product, it's going to be treated like cigarettes. And I don't know if anybody listening is a smoker, if you've seen a pack of cigarettes lately, it's like 80% of it is a warning label, and then the bottom has a logo. Like, that's it.
Did you see actually the new regulations?
No.
It's okay. So Canada's gone even one step further now and said that, it's still 80% is the warning. And then now the bottom is plain text, plain white text. You don't get a logo, and it's one solid color. And I think it's being pushed through this year, or it has gone through, but it literally just is like, here's your one color that you get, and you get to put your brand name on there. No logo.
Fucking oral cancer's it looks like he just sprinkled his tongue with Parmesan and just left it. But okay. So one color warning.
Yeah.
So this is what we have to work with cannabis.
Yeah. So it's pretty similar where it's like your logo is like a size of a stamp.
Yeah.
And the rest of it's warnings and plain text.
So with the cannabis packaging, like there's, if anybody's out there's seen them, or if you haven't, then this will actually be more helpful unless you have seen it. I'm fucking so dumb today. Anyway, so there's like THC, it's like a stop sign that goes on the packaging. Yep. So inside of that, there's like a red border on the outside is like white, and that it's a built-in padding white space on it, so you can't touch the actual THC symbol. And the width or the height of the logo, it can't exceed the width or the height of that red line inside the THC symbol. So it's like I just named and branded and did all the packaging and website and collateral and all the shit for a brand. And when I was making the logo, I was like, okay, so this will work as just a good logo. Like, it'll look cool. It fits the vibe. Is all hand done type and old school kind of shit. And I wanted like a classic kind of Californian surf skate thing. And then because I knew that in order to appear as big as possible on the actual packaging, it can't exceed the width or the height. So making something that's like a short rectangle, like it's a wide rectangle, you're going to max out really quick. So then I did a legal version of it, which is like much more of a square. Yeah. So it can appear larger on the packaging. So it's these little like constraints. Some people get frustrated by them. I've been enjoying them. Yeah. Because they're all these little loopholes, and I launched.
It forces you to get creative.
Yeah, and
in a
like
different way.
It's kind of like the people that know like criminals that know the law super well. Like
it's all about those loopholes.
Like Jay-Z saying like you can't open my glove compartment because it's got a lock on it, and you're going to need a warrant for that. In the 99 problems, but Rick Rubin ain't one. So it's like learning these loopholes so you can fuck shit up without ever crossing the line. So I just launched a brand a couple months ago. So beyond what anybody else is doing in Canada because everyone saw the regulations and were like, oh, I guess we're fucked.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, they didn't say this, they didn't say that, they didn't say that. All these things they didn't specify. So I do all my homework and then I come up with this super highly visual brand and they're like, can we do this? And they ask me all the questions like, is this legal? I was like, well, in this regulation, in this part, they say this, this, and this, but they don't address this at all. Like, you can't show human hands holding the product in some situations. So I drew skeleton hands. You can't show faces or animals or anything that could be deemed as a character. So I just put everything that doesn't have basically arms or legs into the picture.
Yeah.
You can't show any kind of transportation, but is a spaceship transportation?
I mean, it technically doesn't exist in
Yeah.
our...
So
I mean...
all these things that... Actually, I'll throw it just quick. Like I put it all... It's not very good because I built it. Because we were down a developer. Oh, and if I knew the address, that would be 10 times better. So...
it would be better if it was called Pimento.
Like Adrian. Oh, and it's all got to be age gated. So... Yeah, I just went like full nuts with everything that I knew we could do.
Also, the thing too with age gates, you know, when you get to a site and ask for your date of birth, even in Canada at least, you cannot do like I'm over 19, like alcohol.
Yeah,
you have to do a specific date, and it's crazy. I just don't get the difference. Anyways,
it's like a fledgling industry right now. So, where's the logo? The site has been loading real slow lately.
Is that because you made
there
it?
you go. No, it's because it's on Azure and it's pain in the ass. So if you're listening, if you go to palmettocannabis.ca, don't judge it. I built it because we were down a developer. So if it's not up to your standards, I don't really care. So it's just pure nonsense. And there's like shit everywhere. There's so many more graphics and pictures than are on any other cannabis company's site.
Sorry, one of theirs is called, you named it Agent Orange?
No, we don't name the strains necessarily because they're already they come pre-named. There's common names for them. So it sucks because some of the names are god awful. Like one of them is called Girl Scout cookies, but because the Girl Scouts are like, yeah, fuck off. Like we're going to sue you all day until you die.
Right.
So they change it to GSC. And then there's Gorilla Glue number 4 that they changed to GG hash. Now it looks like GG hashtag 4. So it's all these names that like, hey, stoners from like the 80s, 90s, 70s, 2000s, fuck you forever for making all these terrible names that we now have to sell.
Right.
So like all the graphics on here, everything in here,
they're not things.
no, it's nonsense. So when I came up with the brand, I said the cornerstone of the brand is pure nonsense because what are they going to do? Nothing. It's exactly what we want to do. We're omitting all the things we can't do. My goal with this is for government, Health Canada to look at it and say like, you can't really do that. And be like, well, where in the regulations does it say I can't do that? And they said, well, it doesn't, but you shouldn't do that.
Right.
And I was like, well, fuck you. When we can't do it, just you tell me and we'll change it. So like this is what I made.
Even if they said
week.
like, well, that's clearly a human hand. You're like, well, that's actually the bones of a human.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or it's carved out of wood.
It could be a wizard.
Yeah. So
Is that
exactly.
human?
So like all this type, all this everything, it's all from all these old advertising art books. And I have all these like thousands of like medical slides and all this weird shit from old timey days. So this is technically fine. So
God.
Cannabis, you are hopefully going to have a little more fun. What I'm hoping to is that people will see what's possible in the cannabis branding industry and not be so afraid to just be modern, clean.
Yeah.
Like everything looks pharmaceutical or it doesn't look like it has anything to do with anything. A lot of them look like brands that you buy off Fiverr that's just generic shit in a rectangle. So what isn't generic and is the epitome of a camel being a horse designed by a committee is sweet little Narwhal. Now, if you don't know what Narwhal is a little puppy that was found. It's at Max Mission now. It's in the great state of Missouri. If you're from Missouri and you're listening, strange, but go adopt the puppy. So Narwhal, they found him on the mean streets because he doesn't fuck
streets in
around.
Missouri.
Mean streets, the great mean streets of Missouri. And Narwhal has a tail growing out of his forehead.
Right.
So design-wise, I think it's weird. I think it's unnecessary, and I think it's gilding the lily. I think Narwhal is a little too high on himself, and he's enjoying himself a bit too much.
I think God needs to get a design review done.
It's true.
Really get scrutinized, like, and have somebody like, everything looks great. I'm just not sure about that additional tail on the front of his face.
But here's the thing. Everyone's assuming it's a tail. Did anybody flip this guy over and see if his dick is there? That could be a dick.
I don't think because it's got fur on it, it wouldn't be a penis.
That's true.
Yeah.
But dog wieners are in that little sword sheath. Yeah, they're in that little kugel sack. So they could be. But go to worstdesignshow.com and check out all the stuff we're talking about. And if you want to adopt Narwhal, then it means you're probably a vapid shit because all you want to do is post pictures of him on Instagram. And so you can be famous, so enjoy that. If I got it, first thing I would do, cut off that tail with a vet. I'd do it sterilely and then release him into the woods. No Instagram fame for him. Like that lady that has that giant red lizard that she always takes her picture with.
No, I don't know that one.
Fuck it. So yeah, if you like weird looking dogs, check out Narwhal. He's a sweetie. Speaking of Facebook, they designed a logo to represent the company of Facebook and not the app. And there's so much feedback about it. It's an okay font. It's a who gives a shit. It's fine.
I did laugh at the curved diagonals line.
Yeah.
When I saw that, it was like horizontal emphasis, curved diagonals. Like, what?
The horizontal lines have a horizontal emphasis.
That's literally somebody just jizzing on their face.
Oh, the open spacing, that just means it was kerned.
Yeah.
So
it's a trend of gradients right now.
Zuckerberg, you've done it again.
And the same font. Like what you'll see is in a lot of fashion brands.
Yeah.
Higher fashion, mid-range fashion. They're all getting rid of their brand look that has character, like a loop-de-swoop type of fonts, and they're just going something like this.
Yeah.
So this would be like, you could replace this exact word and just put like Versace. You'd be like, oh, that's the Versace logo.
Yeah, it's very sterile, but at the same time, it's a whatever word mark for.
If we're
$1 billion company,
if we're all moving to the Star Trek universe where we all wear the same thing, I really hope that we do that, because having to pick clothes is a pain in that dick.
It sounds like you're putting it on completely wrong. Like, every time I put my T-shirt on, my dick hurts.
I put on my sock and then a shoe, and then I put on my other sock.
It could be like Narwhal. Every time he puts his little T-shirt on,
it hurts. It hurts.
My brain dick. So Facebook new logo, whatever. But Marcus brought in a treasure, and I bookmarked this treasure the other day, and I forgot to include it in the notes. So happy about this. Do you know how long this video is?
It's a longer video, and it's just a video of them, the couple laying in the bed with dogs just roaming around.
It's when you tell the good folks listening what the fuck I'm looking at.
Right. So this is a company called Gentle Giants Dog Food and Products, and the website is gentlegiantsdogfood.com, and it is created by the man who played Robin in the Batman and Robin series.
Penis Grayson.
From the
60s?
Was it the 60s or 70s? With Adam West. Is it Burt Ward? Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he has a dog food company. And first of all, we can go back up and talk about the actual bed itself.
Oh,
and those posts. I just don't know what's happening with that. It's a floral bed frame. I've never seen anything like that.
Shitty old carpet. Yeah.
I also think about how much that room stinks.
Yeah, it's big-headed Burt Ward and is, I assume, captive, laying on like it looks like an abused child's bed, and there's nothing on the walls, and it has the worst, ugliest carpet ever.
It's the type of bed that John Benet Ramsey would have.
Hey. No, I was gonna say something really mean and I forgot it. Shit.
What
Something about
David Spade's best joke about her.
and something about like the hot ones always get into heaven or something. She's a dead child. We can move on. But my vision of this in their home is that this is where all of the dogs sleep. Because it doesn't look like a human would ever need to be in this room because it's terrible to be in.
Yeah.
But it's Burt Ward, aka Batman's friend.
Zowie wowie. Kapow.
And a woman in a bed surrounded by like Great Danes and Bull Mastiffs and really only the largest dogs known to man. There's a Irish Wolfhound. That's like the biggest dog in the world.
Do you think that they every morning that like this is probably something that would be grounds for divorce when he opens the door, she opens the door, and then the other partner goes, "Who let the dogs out?"
From that, or the famous good song.
Yeah, or it's connected to their door when they open it. It just plays like a doorbell.
Oh, look, he was on Ellen.
So the whole point of this is not that, he's got a lot of dogs, he's got a dog food company. It is the clear insanity of the packaging.
And again, that's gentlegiantsdogfood.com.
It's
no matter what you're doing, if you're in a meeting, excuse yourself. Or why are you listening to this in a meeting? Excuse yourself because you're bad at your job. But go to this website.
But I try to picture like a couple things of one, did another company make this or did he make these or did he design these? And if another company made these, it's like, okay, well, what information do you like? What's necessary on the bag? Like, what do we got to put on there?
Yeah.
And he just yells, everything. I want everything.
Well, it's like he tried to make it look almost like an old comic-y thing with like all little panels and like almost like they're all like little ads or something.
It reminds
or I'm giving him way too much credit.
It just reminds me of an old, like early websites. And
Yeah.
it's like, let's put that on the bag.
Yeah, this is like the original clickbait website. But yeah, it's just huge. The background is just stacked raw meat. There's nothing but every font on the planet.
Well,
the Gentle Giants at the top is done in the goddamn Disney font.
That was definitely a DeFont, quote unquote, purchase.
Yeah.
But I just
purchase.
don't understand how you can manage that many fonts and styles and type styles.
I don't know if he's that concerned about how it would look.
It's chaos.
I'm guessing his InDesign file doesn't have paragraph and character styles in it.
And the other thing too is if you go to the listings or you don't do it now, but if you go to the product listing on Walmart.com where they're proud to sell it, they somehow hacked the product listings page and it's just as long as this page.
Holy crap.
It's incredible.
Oh, there's dogs hugging on the packaging, but this is madness.
Pictures of Robin. Oh my God, it's so bad. But I bet you he is cleaning up in the dog food world.
From Caped Crusader to Canine Crusader.
Robin the Boy Wonder.
Yeah, so gentlegiantsdogfood.com. Holy fuck. They put a dog head on
dog
it.
Food Batman.
What happened to their children? There's like a Christmas card with like they're holding hands and then there's two kids are holding hands with, but they replaced their heads with dog heads. That's dark.
Weird. They just said they're canine kids and they made a Christmas card with their human bodies.
Whoa. Our 45 to 50 Gentle Giants and Little Giants canine kids live in our home with us. 50. 45 to 50. They don't know how many dogs they have.
The numbers fluctuate from day to day.
But that's like drinking. Like if you forgot how many beer you had, go to bed.
Also, if you click on more in the menu.
Why would I try and save that?
Oh yeah, save that for your records. There's even more. Like Batman News and Gentle Giants Dog Food News. Page 3 is Burt Ward the greatest. So
of all Robins? No, Zach Galifianakis was.
There's a blog on here or something.
All right. Yeah. Everyone dig in because
I just don't understand how you can even build this site. Like, it's incredible.
Pink's Hot Dogs celebrates Burt Ward Robin, written in mustard on top of hot dogs. All right. This will be, happy Valentine's Day, Bat fans. Holy mush. This guy thinks being Robin was the best. All right. Anyway, everybody go check it out because Good Lord. Why wouldn't you? Couple have more things. Let's do maybe one and then a quick one. Oh, what was the other one you sent? That
Oh, I just sent a picture.
Oh,
That was more for fun.
this is Andre the Giant and Debbie Harry.
Yeah, it
I'm-
was just a great picture
I'm
that
at-
I'm going to make a phone wallpaper of because I really enjoyed it.
I imagine when
It
they
brought me joy.
were mid coitus, we felt the world shake.
And he's like, anybody want a peanut? And she's like, a what? He's like, what?
Peanut. It's funny that he died early. This thing. There's so the do not disturb or no molesto signs they put
Yeah.
on hotel room doors. So there's a site that has compiled hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them.
Oh.
So if you go to worstdesignshow.com, go to episode 24 and follow the link to this shit, and you'll see that they just like scanned or photographed whatever, like hundreds of these do not disturb signs. Now, on this link, present and correct, I don't know why you have slashes on either side of an ampersand, but
Because
hey,
ampersands,
you do you, shorty.
they weren't enough.
Beyonce. So, but they were taken from this, what they call gargantuan collection, where you can look up by continent and by country at all the do not disturb signs. Isn't that weird and amazing?
Whoa, hold on. Sorry, this domain is called freewebs.com and then /D&D collector. And I thought that was a Dungeons and Dragons reference.
Do not disturb.
It's like, yeah. That is
Isn't that wonderful?
weird.
So you go, and then each group is a Flickr group or like a Flickr gallery. So right now we're in Mexico. Favor de no molesto. No molestar. When we went to Mexico a few years ago with the kids, the whole trip was amazing, but the no molesto on the door was everyone's favorite. Por favor, no molestar. So yeah, it's
This is the person that runs this. Are they a murderer?
please no disturb, no molestar. And also all the holes cut out for the doorknob, after a while, it starts looking pretty phallic and graphic.
Some of them are just.
Oh, that's a butt plug. Thank you, Fairmont Acapulco Princess. Oh, that they could call the butt plug the Acapulco Princess. Oh, fuck. Yeah, so worstdesignshow.com and check out this weird and, like, it's the kind of thing where, like, when your grandparents die, and I pray they're dead, that you'd see and you'd be like, what the hell is this? Like, in the back of their closet when you're cleaning out their house to sell it.
Yeah.
Because you have no sentimentality because you're a monster, like me. And then you pull out a box and it's just filled with, like, if your grandparents were travelers, and then they're like, they saved every fucking do not disturb sign from every hotel they ever stayed in. That's exactly what this is, except if they went to every country on the planet.
Like, there's those people who collect, say, like Disney pins and
Yeah,
those
lonely people.
rolled, or the rolled pennies.
Like the copper
The
that
crushed
they
pennies.
put in
you
the press, and
penny
yeah,
and you press
yeah,
it.
ducka ducka. We get it.
People collect those. Like
Muhammad
that's
Jihad.
that would like that makes more sense than this. This is just weird.
But some of the designs are great, and
It's
the
like-
colors are great.
It makes
and,
me think like, is there a repo of pictures of the soap packaging from?
There's
every
got to be.
hotel?
But like even this one, like this blue one, it looks, is that Nordic? It says story, age tech, and please do not disturb. But it's like the long placard you hang from the doorknob, but they made it look like in almost like a Saul Bass style, like long like blinds, like window blinds. So it's like the blinds are drawn down because a person is sleeping and they don't want to be disturbed. But it's a cool style.
This is a weird. You know what this reminds me of? If you go,
All right, bye. Vamp, No Molestar, Bluebeard's Castle, St. Thomas, Do Not Disturb. But yeah, there's I don't know, all this old stuff I've always loved it. Whatever's from like the 50s and 60s and 70s, like that old weird print stuff, I could fill my entire house with it. I love it.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. There's another site that I actually go to once in a while, and it is
Bringing up Google.
sure it is. So if you go to
As in Ronald Reagan, our greatest president?
Reagan.
Oh,
Ray?
Is it fucking Reagan?
Yeah.
I just said Ronald Reagan, our greatest president.
Yeah. Ray.com.
Oh, him and Ray Charles had a baby.
So this person...
I can't believe I got Reagan.
Uh,
Howdy, partner?
Wait.
Reagan Ray. Is there R-E-G or R-E-A?
ReaganRay.com. Oh, there it is. Okay,
Oh.
so if you go to the
Hey.
blog... Sorry, I forgot there was a blog. So, right, I haven't
Free
been
show.
to the actual site. Fuck. So what this person does is, if you go to their actual blog...
B-log.
yeah, I've never actually seen the full site. So
Oh, there you go.
he or she,
Oh.
I'm not sure, compiles weird lists like this. Like,
Oh, I love this. Airline logos.
yeah, and so he just, or she, I don't know who.
Which is fine nowadays. Could be
It's
either.
okay. It's okay.
Some people mix them up and do them both.
Yeah.
As long as you're squirting and not hurting, then I say giddy up.
But he puts together all these lists of things and alphabetizes them, and it's wonderful because there's a bunch of different examples of it. There's video game console logos,
There's a KKK guy.
American automobile logos, action figure logos,
Oh, 3DO Interactive. I remember that one.
railway logos, Christmas vinyl.
Oh, this is great. Everybody go to worstdesignshow.com and go to the link in there, reaganray.com, and go to the blog. Actually, I'll probably just link right to the blog. And I'm saying this as a note to myself when I pretend to edit it later. But this is awesome.
Yeah,
Super
it's
cool.
It's just a weird little archive of things that are really well curated and put together. It just, I actually do enjoy stuff like this that people put effort into it. I know it's like it doesn't. Its only purpose is for entertainment and a little bit of history,
Yeah.
but something about an organized group of things
Yeah.
that really appeals to me.
Oh, I'm looking at one right now. It's newspaper movie ads. I
Yeah.
remember being a kid and being like, oh, Batman's playing in Richmond or Guildford or something in Vancouver, knowing we would never go because my dad worked in the city, and when he came home, we never went back to the city or anything. But I remember like seeing them and like just imagining what the movies would be. But a few episodes we did the movie poster one,
Mhm.
and we shared the link of all the posters in Ghana.
Yeah.
Conan O'Brien, I don't know why I have to say his last name, not barbarian or librarian. He just did a show in Ghana, and he went to one of these guys' studio, and he
What?
looked at all the posters on the wall, and he got him to paint a poster. Why isn't my fade note? To paint a poster of the Conan O'Brien show without ever having seen it.
And do you have this reference somewhere?
It is on YouTube. That's where I left it.
Well, we
When I
should check
found
it
it.
out during the break.
Yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, it's just
How fitting.
they talked to them about how like legendary the scene is, and he's like, "You guys have never seen these movies," and like, "No, we have never seen these movies." Like, why did you think, Jackie Chan was, an amputee or something? Like, oh, we don't know. It's just action packed. Maybe something fell off. Like, they're just guessing at everything, and it's wonderful.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so that is nice. Now, the last thing I want to bring up before the break is something I've been enjoying visually more than audibly. And I've been enjoying audibly, but the Desert Sessions Volume 11 and 12 by Josh Homme.
I have not listened to this yet.
It's good. There's one song, it's kind of weird. The whole thing's really good. It's just like jamming
Right.
shit in the desert. I think Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top for you British ones out there, or I guess Canadian. Do you say Z or Z?
Zed.
That's wrong.
Wait, do I say? No, I say Zed. That's the
ZZ Top?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, ZZ Top. My
What am
favorite
I
rock
talking
band. So anyway, the cover for it, I love it. It's wonderful. I don't know who did it because I didn't look up beyond just being like, that's nice to look at. But it's just weird.
It reminds me
that
of
egg
an
dancing
old,
guy.
an old 70s book cover from a sci-fi novel.
Exactly. That's what I thought. It's like the profile of a guy, but in his head are all the planets and his eyes bleeding. And bottom jaws of teeth, and then that little egg dancing guy. They've had those before on like the Era Vulgaris and stuff, the light bulbs and like. So I think whoever's doing that, or maybe they just pulled all shit in.
I wonder if it is. The thing that adds to that is that they gave the Humpty Dumpty looking guy hairy legs and like basically no pants.
Yeah, no bulge. Unless he's all bulge, then good for you.
Just one big bulge.
Dude, I am bulge.
But so the album itself is okay.
No, it's good. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's not really like catchy or anything like a Queens of the Stone Age album.
Right.
Just because it's like, let's get 30 people out to Ranch de la Luna out in Palm Springs or whatever it is, and let's just probably smoke peyote and play music all day and then record something. So it's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like the cover. I don't know why. I know why, because I like it. Because the colors are crazy and the images are great, and it's just fucking stupid and neat, and I liked it.
The end.
Fiend is how we pronounce that. Oh, we got the last feature for this thing. I had a name for it.
Everybody's favorite segment.
It better be. I even put. Okay. Now this is going to be a test of my pop culture knowledge. I named the segment, "You Better Put a King on It" with Jerry King. What's the Beyonce thing? Something about putting a ring on it.
You got it right.
You better put a ring on it? If you want it, you got to put a... Better put a king on it, I'm pretty sure she said.
I think it's called just ring on it? Or put a ring on it?
Is that Lemonade?
Or it's ring song.
Probably ring song.
Yeah, that's
Squared Circle. She's a big UFC fan. All right, so time in the show where we shame legendary cartoonist Jerry King publicly. I'm going to bring up a cartoon. I've removed the caption. Marcus will explain to y'all what the fuck he sees, and then he's going to take a big old sweaty guess at the caption, and then we'll figure out what it is. So, drum roll sound. Play.
Oh, no. I'm having a hard time discerning the floor from the wall right now. So, as Matt brings up the system preferences.
I just have to make sure we're not overloading the CPU.
Oh.
We're good.
We's good. So, with this comic, that's what we're overloading?
Yeah, it's...
Okay, so
many almost too many colors to process.
Oh, fucking shit. So, it looks like an office. It could be wrong. It could be a bedroom. I don't know, because it's not detailed enough.
The floor has competing tile.
I'll start left to right and explain it for the visually impaired.
That's how he talks, and that's how he wipes.
So, what, you go front to back like a Neanderthal, side to side?
Everything happens in the tub.
Or just one side?
Get dirty, get clean.
So there's a lady at a desk on what I believe is a laptop.
The desk is very low.
Yeah. Then
it's more like a single bed.
There's a guy standing beside the desk with his mouth open as if he is the one saying something. Then there's another person entering the room, entering the frame, and it looks like they're holding a briefcase. But once again, I don't know because the details are either too high or too low. But it's really confusing because Jerry doesn't know what color Starbucks is.
Nope.
So this is where it throws a wrench because on the wall there's a, what'd you call it, like a paisley art
it's a
poster?
Perhaps a tapestry.
Then on the floor underneath the desk there's a huge rug that looks like something that the Austin Powers movie would have used as a set piece.
Well, behave, yeah.
There's also a purple lamp on the table behind her. But I'm still confused about the floor tile.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Is that travertine and some other thing? That's the only one I know.
So now that I've visually described this.
You visually porked us.
I wonder if it has something to do with the lady's hair color is red. The one guy's shirt is yellow. The other guy's shirt is blue. I wonder if it's something about color.
Oh, you're going to be so mad.
See, this is where logic makes something here. Okay, so I'm gonna guess that the guy saying, "Jim, are those the Power Stones?"
The Power Stones.
Yeah, from Thanos, Marvel.
The Infinity Stones.
That's the one I was
The
looking at. Power
Hey,
Stone.
we have you locked in at Power Stones.
Power Stone is a old arcade game that came out for Dreamcast, which I loved.
Well, we could find that logo in a
So
second.
good.
All right, so word picture painted and drum roll sound. What are they saying?
He's a great salesman. He sold flat design to a Hooters restaurant. I'm going to kill myself now. Hold on. When did this come out?
I think 2017.
Okay, I was wondering if it's like, oh, Jerry just heard about flat design.
No. Oh, or maybe, yeah.
He's just bringing it back.
But it was about 2017, so.
It was, eh?
So I had two issues with this. First one, designed to a Hooters restaurant. Hooter apostrophe S, as in belonging to Hooter.
Yeah.
I thought it was Hooters because it's two boobies.
Hooters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, like, we're going to have chicken wings at Hooter tonight.
Oh, my God.
Bring your briefcase and laptop. So then my other problem with it is Hooters is a chain. Not one single restaurant can adopt flat design.
Oh, man. It has undertones of a boob joke.
Belonging to boob. One of them, though. Uniboob. It's like the one in the middle from Total Recall.
So is Jerry making a comment like they'd never hire a no boob lady at Hooters or Hooter?
Hooter?
Maybe where he lives, there's a Hooter restaurant. Just one.
In Mastectomy, Texas?
And they have been sued multiple times. And he's like, oh, man, this Hooter restaurant. And then, what? There's a Hooters?
I can only assume that this is all correct.
This is amazing.
Yeah. So fuck you, Jerry King. When we come back, we're going to see if Reddit makes any sense to us.
I still think that these would make a great art installation.
Yeah.
I'm watching people get more and more frustrated
Well,
as they're
Jaden,
forced to read them.
last episode with Jaden from Good News, who is not involved in the graphic design world at all, was genuinely mad at the cartoon, which means it's working. The juggling one.
What was the I almost said punchline. It was like he juggles.
His previous career prepared him for a job in web design.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, and it's once Jerry King writes it, it's his forever because nobody fucking wants it. So
we did it.
Yeah, and we'll do more of it in a second. Bye.
Late night television, where everything's a joke.
Hey, Conan, I've got to ask, where's Andy?
And I got to answer. Who cares?
Where's your Eisenhower mug?
That's a double who cares.
Okay, one last stitch.
What happens when late night becomes a late nightmare?
Well done. Together we will destroy Conan.
The ratings are up for terror.
Sugar.
When your deal with the devil goes sour,
Oh my God.
it's time for redemption.
Conan, what have I done? Come on, bird.
Die, bird, die!
Andy Richter, Conan O'Brien, and Andy Serkis as the bird in Conan.
Welcome back, dear friends. We're happy you're here.
So happy.
So happy. We just watched the Conan in Ghana piece where he got a poster made and then made a movie about it. And if I remembered, I just put that audio in the transition, so you just heard it. So go check that out on the YouTube. That's YOUCHOOB. I watch it at Hooter. So Reddit. Reddit is a thing. You mentioned you use Reddit for like a local subreddit sometimes just to see what people are
Just to see what
whining
people are
about?
complaining about. Yeah. It's usually
Yeah.
traffic or cyclists or
Oh,
something.
I have a complaint.
Watch your tone.
All right. I was walking on the crosswalk yesterday, and then a lady on a bike was going like full speed and almost rode right into me
As you
And
were. Sorry.
as I was in the crosswalk.
Yeah.
And then normally I'd say something horrifying that will make them think about themselves in a way that they hadn't before. Like maybe there's something weird about them, like narwhal. If
Right.
it was narwhal, I'd be like, hey, nice tail on your forehead, fuckface.
Like,
And
I hope you get audited.
kind of like on Seinfeld, it's just like, yeah, thanks, chinless. And then George is all self-conscious that he doesn't have a chin.
Right.
That's the kind of thing I like to do.
But he can still pull Marissa Tomei, so
Yeah, he can really pull her leg with his funny jokes. So almost got hit in the crosswalk. She came to like a full skidding stop and did like a little bit of like ooh, and like kind of flew into her handlebars a little bit.
right.
And I just went, good one, and kept walking. And she turned around and went, fuck off. And yeah, so if you're on Reddit complaining about cyclists, I'm with you, brother or sister,
Hey,
or any mix of
I
two.
ride my bicycle every day, and
I'm not against cyclists. I'm against ones that
I
don't ride properly.
I get issues with other cyclists today, or most days. That there's a lot of Anyways,
We mentioned Austin Powers. He says, have an issue, here's a tissue.
yeah.
So Reddit, it's I
Is it?
still don't really know how it works. We watched that video where
Oh, right.
I was just waiting
God there wasn't
for
a
the guy to
chorus.
start rapping because it was kind of like that beginning of a hip hop song where the guy is like
Like-
talking and it's getting like more and more intense, and
Like
then
a
it's like boo boo boo. Yeah,
Like a lose yourself moment.
exactly. All I got was cartoons
Right.
would look like the Teletubby baby and a weird explanation about something. So when I went on to the Reddit, do I have it? Yeah. So logged on. Fucking. I never say that in my private life, only here.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, there's Moses Sumney announces new double album. And
So
then
this
the
is what-
Mass Drop headphones are out.
This is what you saw first,
This is a homepage.
and are you logged in? Okay, you
Yeah.
are logged in.
Yeah. So what we're going to do today, I created an account for the show.
Did you have?
And we are going to answer people's questions as the show.
Did you when you signed up? Did you have to like pick stuff that you were interested in?
No, I just logged in with Google with the show email, which is designers@theworst@gmail.com if you want to sponsor us.
Right. The only reason I asked that is because I sneaked a peeks.
Sneak
As
it
you
a peek.
scroll down, not that thing, but
Oh, Josh Homme
Josh Homme
wants
wants
a pinball.
pinball kids right in the right direction. So he funded a museum. So it's just that's why I thought maybe you had to pick stuff because it's already seems to be populating things based off of your browsing history.
Yeah. James Bay stalker note alert. Oh, we got a stalker in town. And junkies. Yeah. So anyway, it seems to be rudderless. I logged in, got to the homepage, and said, "What the hell? Where do I start?"
Right.
Anything. Everything has these little slashes, which I found is u/ is the user.
And also it looks like there's a lot of promoted paid
Yeah.
posts.
Oh yeah. So then they're they're all through everything. One of the best feeds I found was it was /crappy design, and all they do is like failed designs or like horrible, and it's not just like graphic design; it's also like functional design, like when you open your kitchen drawer and it hits like the oven door,
Right.
like that kind of shit. So it's just all people. It's basically English for designers.
Right.
So it's fucking stupid. I didn't mind that one. I was on there for a little while. That's not where I found Narwhal. He should be up there now, though. But yeah, so I'm still not totally like, I get it. You can create a subreddit. You can ask questions. The nice thing is a lot of people are asking questions, which is nice. And it's not just like, hey, look it up, fuckface. Like people are actually answering. They're actually being courteous,
Right.
which was surprising. There are huge channels where people are just asking for feedback on their designs.
Really?
Everyone's being nice. It's the corner of the internet where the dickheads either got to the homepage like I did and said, this looks like shit, I'm leaving. Or for whatever reason, nice people are outnumbering the shitheads.
So what's the type of feedback that people are leaving? Is that one word that says clean?
Like
Nice.
fucking terrible. Like Dribble and stuff like that. And also,
Yeah.
I emailed Dribble like a month ago. They never got back to me about being on the show. So now you are our enemy. Design review, whatever this is. We're first. All right, never mind. I didn't have any of these bookmarked for reviews, but there are people like. What I found is a lot of graphic design students are putting up their work
Right.
and getting reviews that way. I think maybe if they're not confident in their ability to put it on Dribble, which is kind of the, like the big leagues if you want your work critiqued.
Well, it's them or Behance. Or
Behance.
Behance.
Scott
However.
Boski?
Huh?
Hooderski, the guy that started it.
Oh, I don't know. Now it's Adobe, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, well, take the money.
Yeah.
So how does it work? I don't know. I type things into the search box, and then there's like subreddits come up, and then just a whole bunch of just different threads come up.
What is the get coins?
I don't know. I was on
You can pay
gold,
for
silver,
stuff?
platinum with more
Yeah,
with coins. What are coins?
What are coins?
Yeah, I was on this for like an hour the other night before I saw that coin button.
So you can give people money if you enjoyed their post.
Like you can say like, "Come to Uzbekistan, Daddy. I love you. Give
Huh.
me coins." So
I mean, I guess at some point you have to monetize it, and this is the way to
Yeah.
do it with promoted stuff and paid things.
So according to Reddit, here's what you can buy with coins. Spend your coins on these awards reserved exclusively for the finest Reddit contributors. Awarding a post or comment highlights it for all to see, and some awards also grant the honoree special bonuses. So, I mean, they've democratized and monetized quality posts rather than Medium. Have you tried to use Medium lately to read any fucking thing?
It just wants me to sign up or pay.
Everything's behind the paywall.
Yeah.
So this model, if you could contribute directly to authors, but everybody could see it, that seems like it would be a good model
Yeah, I don't.
for the authors, not for Medium.
I remember the day that Medium changed to that model, to the Paygate model, and it
Yeah.
just was like, it turns into one of those sites where, or like when you find a news article, and it's like, oh, you've got an ad blocker on, you have to unblock us to view it. It's like, well, I guess I don't want to view it.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about Medium. As soon as I see that come up, I'm like, well, I'm not interested anymore.
Yeah, it was weird. Like the other night, my lady was asleep because it is nighttime and she does sleep. And I was still awake. She wasn't asleep as a result of like vigorous lovemaking. We're older now and we have our routine, and that's fine.
Your bones just can't take
we have
it.
we have companionship, and that's nice. No, it was just a regular night. She fell asleep. I don't like watching stuff when she's asleep because I don't want to wake her up, because when she wakes up and she's not in a good mood, no one has a good time.
So you sit in the dark, just sitting still.
I typically watch skate videos with no sound on.
Make the sounds.
What the fuck was I just talking? Oh, and then I was on Medium and I was trying to read. I was like, hey, maybe I'll be a smart guy. Trying to read every single post I clicked on was part of the subscription.
Yeah.
So there was like, one was like, cool new things about the Galaxy, Samsung. What do you like? Who gives a shit?
Right.
And I was like, not something I'm interested in. Everything, like 90% of everything is pay.
Yeah.
So now it is like when you go to New York Times and after like 3 articles you read, they say, now you got to pay $10 a month, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do. And I walked away. But anyway.
Yeah. So let's get back to the Reddit at hand.
So what I've done is I've taken a bunch of subreddits or threads or whatever you call them. And
The fact that it's give some suggestions, please.
yeah, so part of the, like, I was initially gravitating towards like things that I hated and wanted to yell at, but I thought we do enough of that on the show.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a 70-30 trying to help people, and then 30 just ripping new things, entirely new buttholes.
Right.
So I figure if karma's real, this will keep me out of whatever afterlife I am destined for. So give some suggestions, please. This is made to be printed.
Hold on, just before you get into that, I just want to talk about the community details of design critics. Help new and amateur designers improve their designs through reviews and critiques. If you're an experienced designer, please review a submission and share your constructive suggestions.
That's kind of helpful.
That's much more clear than like somebody just liking your thumbnail and be like, clean,
Yeah.
sweet,
Dope. You always do such amazing work.
nice. What font is that?
Yeah. So anyway, there's
This is from Snuggly Muffin.
Snuggly Muffin 2 days ago. Give some suggestions, please. This is a mean one, which is fun. This is made to be printed and put onto wrap gifts that are put in public. Fuck, I can't read. For anybody to find. The Smile Society is a Reddit/Instagram group who does this. The logo is supposed to look like two hearts with the middle looking like a present and the heart curves looking like arms holding the present. Now, would you like to see what this thing looks like?
Yeah. I have an idea in my head of what I would do.
Would you do this?
Oh, man. This is like one of those worst basketball logos.
Yeah, so what we're looking at is like
I'm
two...
sorry. I feel bad for laughing now. I just realized what the channel was. Like, please be constructive. And I just burst out laughing and seeing it.
We can give a constructive comment, but hey, this is just for the boys. So it looks like like a severely disabled like shamrock that's being monitored by two slack-jawed emojis that are just gawking at it. It's really hard to describe. The type choice for me is amazing.
I've never seen that many
flourishes on each individual letter. It's
Yeah.
like imagine if you go to like a market in the summer and there's like some old like white lady selling like Coca-Pellis and sarongs and stuff because she went to like Cuba once and really got in touch with the people, or like Indonesia, and now she sells that shit exclusively. So that's what it reminded me of.
This is a free gift for whoever finds it. Man, there's a lot happening in this.
So what do you think? So first, sorry, I'm going to say like the first comment isn't like, fuck you, die, eat shit, Kanye forever. I think there's too much going on here and the colors are making this feel really chaotic. I would go back to the drawing board and get this working just using black first. Like it's helpful.
Yeah.
I didn't think this existed in the internet.
I also think that leaving wrap packages around me these days is not a great
Yeah.
But it sounds like it's not your problem. Right. It's interesting. It's yeah. Oh boy.
Like it's tempting to be a dick, but if nobody else is being a dick, it's kind of like going to a fancy party and then you put your dick in the punch bowl and be like, "Hey, why isn't anybody laughing?" Because you shouldn't be there.
My advice for this one, if I had to give any, was you've got a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna write all this down. Oh, and
grammatically, you've got a lot.
You've.
I mean, it's similar to what Swiss said. I think there's too much going on here. You've got a lot going on. I would say start stripping back things until it still represents what you originally had, but it's no longer that complex thing that you started with. And then you can refine those details.
Sorry, you said until it still represents
the original concept and idea.
Because
it doesn't have to be
idea,
but it doesn't have to be a literal logo.
Yeah,
but at least a concept of, maybe just pick one thing so it's clear that it's a heart or clear that it's a gift. Yeah, and right now it's hard to tell that those are either.
Or a gift and forget all the extra. That makes sense?
Yeah.
You got a lot going on. Start stripping back things until
Search for back things.
But make sure it still represents.
Yeah, but still represents the original idea.
Sure, it still represents the original idea. Maybe just pick one thing like a heart or a gift and forget all the extra.
Yeah.
It's so hard to be nice. I don't like it. I have to be nice to my children, and that's
And
it.
then the type of just pick something nicer.
Yeah.
That's easier to read. Think of it at a, now I'm trying to be nice here.
I know it's
So
it's counterintuitive.
For the type, I would say print it and put it 10 feet away from you. And can you still read it? Because you probably can't. Pick something that's readable from a distance. Because if somebody's walking past it and you want them to notice it, that's not going to be the way to do it.
If not, then find something else.
Look at this. Being helpful.
Oh, this is. See,
Oh boy. Good thing
put
this
it 10
isn't
feet away. Man.
Mavis Beacon teaches
I press
typing
print it out.
subreddit.
Yeah, I'm also realizing that typing and talking is making for compelling listening.
Uh-huh.
Put it 10 feet away from you. Can you still read it? If not, then find something else. Time to simplify. Good enough?
Yeah.
All right.
We did it.
Oh, Snuggly Muffin, if you're
Dude.
listening, that was hard to be nice.
Do we get some coins now?
Yeah.
Is that what happens? We just get coins automatically?
Where's me shekels? Oh, let's vote it up.
Can you?
Boom. Oh, 0, 1.
Oh.
Yeah. I think you by default vote your own shit up. All right. Whew, that was weird.
Are you going to take this next one?
Or whatever, man. Try to find something. Not freelance, the office. Oh, this one. I enjoyed this
also,
one quite a
let's keep record of these so we can post them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you go to worstdesignshow.com, I have all the links here. So you can go and, if you want to be nice, be nice. If you want to be how we normally are, do that too. This was my favorite post that I saw. Not the one that we can help the most with, but my favorite. This is by Helios Fade 2 days ago.
And this is in the graphic design subreddit?
Yeah, so it's cutting image into blocks and rearranging.
Uh-huh.
Hi, new to this subreddit, so apologies if this isn't the right place to ask. Does anyone know a way I could take an image, cut it into even blocks, and rearrange those blocks? Parentheses, digitally? Thanks. Now, there are only 2 replies. One person said, Photoshop using guides, selection tool, move tool, and layers. This person has nothing to do in the evening, and they just fuck around on Reddit, and good for you. But Wooden Jesus says, if you're using it on a web page, look into CSS sprites.
But that's
not what sprites
that's
are
not
for.
helpful at
No.
all. So, take an image, cut it into even blocks, and rearrange those blocks digitally.
My thought was, what is the end result supposed to do?
Yeah, like what are you trying to achieve? Because in my head, I'm thinking that this person's just trying to make like a broken image or like a collage of some point or something like that. I don't know. But either way, there's just not enough info here to be able to provide a quality answer.
Yeah.
So asking what is it supposed to look like in the end, like that's what you need to know.
Yeah, like I pictured one of those like little puzzles that you hold and like you slide the blocks around
Yeah.
or whatever. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing that with CSS sprites, then if you make one wrong move, you'll never be able to solve it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's dumb.
Oh, you are doing that too much. Try again in 7 minutes. Commenting? Oh, is this a thing? You can do like one comment every 10 minutes?
Well, we'll just keep this one open.
Oh,
and then
Jesus,
you
Reddit.
You can do it later.
All right, we can just look at some shit then.
We've been blacklisted already.
Oh, maybe because we're new. So it's like limiting spammers?
Maybe
Yeah.
it's too smart and knows
All
too
right.
much.
Well, I could just type the crap in and then
Well, that's what I'm saying.
post it over
Yeah.
time. Yeah. Or I'll just forget to do it and whatever.
This is in the jobs subreddit.
Yeah.
How to get work and how to leave it. Employment, recruitment, interviews, etc. Do you want me to read this one?
Break it down.
Trying to find a steady entry-level position in graphic design that's not freelance contract work. I graduated last year of May 2018. with my Bachelor in Fine Art Animation. Since then, I worked in call centers doing sales, and recently I was able to get a part-time job as a photographer. So nothing of what they were looking for. I've been doing freelance since 2012. Frankly, I'm sick of it. I don't mind doing projects here and there, but it seems like the only jobs available to me are freelance and independent contractors. I thought maybe doing remote work. Point is, I honestly can't afford to do freelance gigs anymore for steady income ideas.
Like, get a fucking job?
Yeah, like
I was able to get part-time
in
job.
graphic design, that's not freelance. So I think what I think is that maybe this person has to narrow down exactly what part of graphic design they want to get into.
Yeah.
And focus on those companies, because is it UI design? Is it packaging? Graphic design is a whole slew of things. Or is it just like, is it branding? Is it a book design company?
Yeah.
And then focus on just applying at those with whatever portfolio you have of the biggest pieces. And
yeah, because if you've been freelancing for past 7 years, you got to have at least like 5 things in there you like.
Hopefully, yeah.
And if not, then hit the call center, see if maybe they'll hire you back.
Yeah, that sucks to not find work, but you really don't know what actual work that they're looking for too.
Yeah.
And if it was like UI, even like so many people hire remotely.
Yeah.
So it really depends. I wish that they had provided a portfolio. Actually,
I wish they provided where they live, because
we're
we're kind of like spoiled with jobs over here with this kind of shit. Who knows what the market is where they are? Maybe it's not as like as intuitive to get a job or to get better contracts or whatever it is. But
right. What is what were some of the responses? Or the one response?
yeah,
Freelance pays better. You probably just need to make sure you have regular clients. That's it.
Probably.
Graphic design is usually a contract role. No, it's not.
no.
However, how much have you looked? You may need to expand to art direction titles. No, because you don't just go from an entry-level designer to an art director.
Yeah.
I would also make sure you're looking to creative recruiters and that your portfolio is broad and significant.
Significant.
So he still hasn't posted any portfolio, which would be helpful. But there's lots of job boards out there. It just depends on what you're looking for. And it's tough to help this person out. Wow. How did you type
hell.
anything?
Because I have the microphone like in front of part of my eyes.
Yeah.
So let me put this up like it's opposite giving birth through my mouth. There are plenty of remote job boards out there. Prepare a solid
Porthole.
portfolio of your best five to 10 projects and start applying.
This is more entertaining to watch you type than actually.
Well, the funny thing is, I am stupid, and I do type with 3 fingers, but I never use this like MacBook Pro keyboard as a keyboard. I have like the Bluetooth one on my desk.
Yeah.
So this feels super weird. I can't even feel the buttons going down. Really.
Aw.
So
You like
we
a
all
real-
got problems. Fucking
But I think it's
hashtag Essic.
I think it's worth noting on this that they should also specify what work that they're looking for.
Yeah.
Well, like in graphic design, be more specific.
Yeah.
And that might help narrow down. Find agencies or companies that you really like their work and hound them. And be like, I will work as an entry level. Just give me something. Because it works. People remember that.
Yeah. What type of are you looking for?
You probably can't. Oh no!
1 minute.
Only got 1 minute.
We're helping people too quick.
You're
Too quickly.
You're being too helpful. Please slow down.
All right. I have one that we definitely won't need to. Well, we could comment on it. It's something that piqued my interest. Now this one. So this one is by Fan of the Bricks with an X, because that is extreme.
This is
And
also
they said
from the Dunder Mifflin subreddit.
Yeah, we're here, baby. It's Cake Day, January 8th, 2011. Anyone else notice that the IT guy, Nick, that comes in when Saber takes over is the same guy that Pam talked about graphic design at the job fair at Pam's old high school? She never shows that she's met him before. I did notice that when I rewatched it.
I did too, yeah.
So no comment.
Apparently,
Upvote.
Apparently, yes. A lot of people have noticed this. And the casting director liked him. Ooh, inside information.
What are the odds that Ethernezrel Kabibble knows anything about what happened on that set?
What did he say? And the Hay Kid, who's also Dwight's nephew. 2 different characters each, but same actors. No, okay, so the person who played Dwight's nephew is like an EP show creator as well. He co-created Parks and Rec.
Oh.
I can't remember his name, but...
Harris Widows, because he's dead. But doesn't mean he couldn't have done things before, but he didn't do it. But he was a writer on it, and he played one of the animal control guys, and he is a treasure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's rad. And then, but he liked heroin more than Hollywood. God bless you.
What's interesting, too, is in this, he recommends getting Photoshop in the episode.
Yep, I remember that.
And I think he also said Dreamweaver. It sounds, but then it's like, okay, she is a secretary.
Yep.
I'm guessing
administrative assistant.
The pay isn't too high. At the time, do you think that anybody can afford Photoshop? No. So
at that point, it would have been like $1,000 bill.
You should find a way to steal Photoshop. That's what he should have said.
Yeah, but I stand by Dreamweaver as a development tool.
Oh,
it has, you can just do code, and it has the FTP client built in. Like you don't have to use the WYSIWYG bullshit.
Right.
You can just code, and then FTP client built right into it, and you can set up like testing Apache servers and stuff through it. Like it's all the uploading, all the everything in one area.
Right.
If you go into like the other half of the program, which is like just drag your things over, like that's a nightmare. That's worse than using Squarespace. But as a code editor, it's whatever. For as much as I code, which is nothing.
I recently built 2 sites on Webflow.
That's fun.
It was a dream.
Oh,
because I didn't have to write a line of code, and I shipped it out.
But so when Webflow came out and everyone was losing their hooter over it, I looked at it and I said, this is web-based Dreamweaver. Everything that's going on here is Dreamweaver. It's just on the right side rather than the bottom panel. It's all the fucking same. You could adjust padding with the same little sliders. Like you could do everything in Dreamweaver you can do in Webflow.
I should check it out.
You can set up databases when you set up like an Apache server or something for testing or a production server in Dreamweaver, you can set up testing databases. You can write to different ones than production. Like it actually did shit. Everyone because the people that ragged on it were developers, and they're like, we like clean and we use Sublime, but we don't fucking pay for it. So every 4th time we say, I
think most people use is it Visual Code or Visual Editor, which is a Microsoft.
Whatever.
Anyways, good for them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to recheck that out again.
Yeah, it's definitely not as bad as, it's not like Mountain Dew where it's worse than people think it is.
Right.
It's better than people think it is, but it's not great.
Right.
It's the ability to work on a file, hit Shift Command U and upload that file right to the
cloud.
The testing server, to the cloud, Taco. It's easy, and you can synchronize. You can see which files have changed on a server before you download them.
See,
and then you can like not download them, or you can like overwrite, or you can like view the conflict within Dreamweaver and then decide which file is the superior file, or you can merge them and shit. Yeah,
I really enjoy the listeners who are now tuning out.
Ex-listeners.
Turning out.
I wonder what they're doing now.
The thing
they
is,
just stopped listening.
Even with Webflow, I'll just say this last part. You still need to know how to develop to use Webflow, because you can't just jump in and be like, I'm just going to drag stuff around. It doesn't work like that. You still have to understand what padding and margin and flex and grid and all this other shit is to be able to use it.
I really didn't enjoy using the Webflow database tools. I thought they were very clunky and shitty.
Never used it.
Yeah, they're pretty nasty.
Moving on.
The last one, a dude wanted a job, and in this one by Ocean Ave 112. Sure.
I thought that you misread. Like, you forgot the... No, there's
you forgot the U and the slash.
Yeah.
So they want to know, including color on a resume? Design student seeking internships. I'm crafting a resume, but torn on whether, spell that shit right, to include color, orange headings, etc.
Right. Sure. Go for it. Put color. You don't put on there skill levels, skill level charts,
Or amount of
tools that I know.
cups of coffee in.
Yeah. Don't put
you've
any
enjoyed
stats.
this year?
No
No.
stats.
So people are saying for sure it's fine. Color is fine. Absolutely. My instinct was just to say don't do it. Just to be the only person that says no.
Right.
There's really, if you want orange headings, you want whatever headings. Nobody really gives a shit. Honestly, like last time I prepared a portfolio, like a resume, I didn't color any type. I thought it looked tacky with the scheme I was going with, but only with that design.
Right.
If it's like type heavy, I say go nuts with the colors and all that. If it's smaller and you want it to be readable, I say keep it clean, keep it classy, keep it tight, keep it right. But at the end of the day, if your resume looks whatever and your work is awesome, they don't care about the resume. They may wonder why your resume looks like shit and all your work looks good.
I wouldn't actually.
See, I would start to wonder what role they had in the projects in their portfolio if the
Right.
resume didn't look good
But
or fine.
the resume to me, as like the last time I was doing some hirings, it should just be text. Like I just want to read it. I don't
Yeah.
need to see anything. That's what your portfolio piece is,
Yeah.
or an attached PDF. I don't give a shit. But the resume should be just words, and that's how I feel about it. Words and
Yeah.
links to things. And if things are all over the place,
And cattywampus.
yeah. I mean, colors, whatever. But yeah, I agree. Keep it simple for the resume, and then really razzle dazzle with your actual portfolio.
Yeah. So my other thought, I totally agree with that, is you are building something that should not clash with all of the work you're including.
Yeah.
A lot of people go fucking like balls deep on the resume, like so much color, so much everything, or portfolio, website, or whatever it is. And it just completely nonstop battles all the work.
Yeah.
Like if you have a green site and then you have like a slightly off green project as a brand color, it's going to look stupid.
Right.
Or if you have something that doesn't complement it at all, it's just like, it's not close. It's just far enough away where it's ugly, but not on like the opposite end of the spectrum where it's accidentally complementary. Like
Right.
treat the resume and the portfolio as like the plate. Make sure it's like clean and nice and there's no like fingernails and shit on it. And then the food that goes on it is the work.
Sure.
So give
and,
the food a nice house.
and be sparingly use a garnish. Don't overdo with garnishes,
No.
which would be orange headers.
And parsley is lettuce for a rich man. You know how much of that you have to eat to get full? It's insane. It's disgusting.
It doesn't taste good. Actually.
No. So I'm going to say just make sure your resume isn't clashing with your work. And spelling is easier than you'd think. But not for me.
Why isn't oh, you don't have Grammarly? Go on.
Not in Chrome. I hate Chrome and I never use it. It's in clashing with your work.
Do you know what I discovered today is that Google or Meet now works in Safari again.
Google. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's why I stopped using. I was like, I haven't used that for like 2 years, but yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Anyways.
Too much. No. Color's great. Fuck it. I was going to write more. Just make sure your resume isn't clashing with your work. The work is the food. The resume is the plate. Eat it. Yeah. Permaband. No, that one went through.
We probably
Make sure your
can't
resume
post
isn't
the other ones
clashing
again.
with your work. The work is food. The resume is plate. Eat it. Done. They're still up there. They can be done later. All right. Do you want to do another helpful one, or do you want to make fun of people?
Well, we're not writing on the ones that are making fun of people.
All right, we can.
Are we?
We can checkerboard it. We can go one for one.
Well,
This one is just a fun question.
Oh.
Eat the dick.
You had if you paste the link again, I think you had an extra character at the beginning.
Why is that entire top purple bar clickable, Reddit?
Oh. Yeah, the beginning of your link at the front, you've got stuff.
It has a vestigial narwhal tail.
That tells me
And-
you had it in a list.
Hey, I like list. So
This is just
here,
in
there you
general
go.
design.
Yep.
I have this empty space in my
Hey,
room.
Username, man. Username.
Oh,
Might accidentally be funny.
it's L-O-T-U-S Lotus. I have this empty space in my room, and I don't know what to do with it. Anyone got any ideas? What?
So it looks like it's a weird room. It's like a notch out in the wall where like a giant TV would go, but it goes like 6 feet back.
Right.
And then they have some weird, those like rope lights that like always look like shit when the people put them on their houses around the holidays. They have just a big red one of those below it. So the entire room is glowing red. And it has this weird hole in the wall that has a toy truck and some plastic bins. So
what are the other suggestions that people said? Cover the sides with mirrors and fill with lights. That's kind of interesting. Reading nook. Come on. Get some grow lights and plant
cactus
plant
garden.
a cactus garden, right? Bar. How would that be a bar?
you know how most like
You know when you go to
When
your
people
local
say-
bar and have to climb up
It's
3
like,
feet?
oh, it's just your classic hole in the wall bar. It's like this is a hole in the wall.
Right.
You have to get stairs, and then you have to go, like drink on your knees.
Built-in fish tank. I'd go for the ultimate weeb, nerd, geek, gamer display.
So he wants like a 130-inch TV that goes 6 feet back, like an old cathode ray, like a cancer machine.
I think that I'm guessing it's a he. You know in the movie Matrix when all those like those racks of guns go flying past Keanu Reeves? They should put in like pull-out racks, but of something else, not guns.
Like sourdough bread or like French bread.
Yeah, it could be like
Change them every day.
rows of baguettes that you just
Yeah.
pull out and impress the ladies.
There, you're welcome. L-O-T-U-S. That is an empty space in your room and whatever. Where do you go back?
It's just
to?
weird that people post stuff like this.
Yes, that's why I put it up because, but all of the comments were helpful. No one was like, "You're an idiot."
I know. It'd be like, I found a hole in my jeans. What should I do?
Like
People
there's-
would be like, oh, you can sew it. You can patch it. You can put your penis through there.
You can put a fish tank in it, but there's no 12-year-old white kid like screaming all caps the N-word, being like an idiot. It's
right.
I don't know how it like. I'm curious if Reddit had has had waves. Like when it started, everyone liked it. Then it got real gnarly, and then they had to like cap what people could do, and then maybe it was too limiting, so they had to open it up. But maybe by that time, people were cool and not evil.
I mean, I clearly haven't read their terms and conditions, but they must have strong, like a hate speech or like negative, because I would imagine that there'd be really shitty subreddits of groups that just shouldn't be there.
Yeah, it's weird though, hey? Like how everyone's just like,
I don't like it.
You asked a question, here's an answer. Like
this is in graphic design.
Yeah. What would you? Oh, by Decalino7. I can't make fun of that. It could be a name from a different place I don't know about. All right.
Like Missouri.
Snuggle Muffin. Snuggy Muffin? Sniffy Muffin.
Sniff my muffin?
Sniff my muffin. What would you do if you could go back to when you started learning graphic design? For me, it was look for a job at an agency. I was a designer for 18 years before I had a job at an agency.
Right.
And I found out that I was not well socialized. It's kind of like the dog that people just like hit with sticks and throw empty beer cans at. And they do that for like a decade. And then they put it in like an old folks home. Be like, oh, it buoys their spirits when they pet the dog, but I start biting everybody and they think that I'm the bad thing. not them being wrong for putting me in that old folks home. Because I'm going to bite a motherfucker.
So that's what you would do is bite people. Oh no, sorry, I got confused. You wouldn't bite people.
I
you
might.
Would
I might now.
go to an old folks home.
Yes.
You would join an
deathbed
agency.
hand jobs for cash.
Well,
Use that. Go to Majorca.
Was your first design at Bully?
My first, like...
No, it was...
No, I freelanced for...
That's what it was.
Like 13 years.
That's just freelance, yeah. So that's what you would do is if you went back.
Like, looking at the issues that I face now, it's not an ability issue. It's about working with a team. And I'm at the point now where it's like I'm fully Shawshanked.
Yeah.
And I kind of work better when everyone else is dead or gone or not in the room or I'm just at my house.
Right.
But like I don't mind it, but it seems that everybody else minds it.
This is hard because I'm only going off of like just trying to think of when I went to school for, but my schooling was for web design.
Yeah.
So it was development and design. I mean, there's not much I would change, and I was even thinking like, don't try to learn everything.
Yeah.
But it's helped along the way.
Yeah.
Where we
You can
need
pick shit
something
up
done
quick.
and you're like, we just got to do it.
Well, you develop that ability to learn something as quickly as humanly possible. And it doesn't
Right.
stress you out because you've done it 2,500 times before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to write mine in while you're talking.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Fucking typing.
I would say, the thing is like, I wouldn't even say, I thought about maybe do it sooner, but even then it's like, why? The state of web was even more confusing back then and more difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. You showed up in like the heyday of like the big background website. Like
Yeah.
everything was like, man, websites are so big and cool and like monitors are bigger and like,
There was
mobile
no-
isn't a huge consideration. It was a consideration, but not huge.
So image sizes didn't really matter.
No, you could go balls to the wall on everything, and it was like encouraged.
Transparent PNGs as far as
fuck.
the eye could see.
Yeah. So I mean, like you showed up when like the wave was at its highest.
Yeah.
So now that big kind of fluffy bullshit website has crashed, and that you now design and help build like functional tools.
Mm-hmm.
What would you have learned back then to help you today?
I think actually, when talking about this for myself, I think I would have liked to have more of a traditional art background.
Yeah.
Of schooling, as opposed to just like drawing stuff, and that was my background and playing with Photoshop in my spare time. Yeah.
Learn to work well with the team and get more of a traditional art background. We should be making these kind of funny sometimes too.
I know. Straight eat it at the end of every post. Eat it.
Eat it. No, I know I'm being a dick. See now, whatever like Gestapo they have patrolling the Reddit streets that are keeping the peace.
Yeah.
Now I'm feeling like nervous. Like if I'm like,
Well,
I can't be the dick here because then I'm getting pulled off to the Luftwaffe or whatever it's called.
and I also noticed that
Which I assume is a
you
blimp.
only have one karma point. And I assume that you want to get that up.
I don't. Well,
What is a karma point? Does it equal coins? Do coins equal money? What's a Bitcoin?
it's like a computer money.
It's computer money. Like a
Right?
Bezos? Bezos coin.
See, learn to work well with the team and get more of a traditional art background. Beyond that, now I'm on the spot. If I was just no. Beyond that, no, fuck it. See, now I'm pausing. Now we're on the air. I'm not even talking.
Yeah, thank God this is live. Yeah, it's hard because I didn't go to school for graphic design. No, I didn't. And you didn't either?
Nope.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but I did. I learned on my own, and it was like an all-consuming thing in my life for years just to figure it out.
I think it would be also like pay attention to trends, but also ignore them. Understand that you might have to move to get your focus. I don't know.
There, I wrote
I'm just making stuff.
the thing we wrote, and then beyond that, I would charge my keyboard.
See,
It's
that
not
feels
good.
That feels wrong.
But it's not mean.
It's not mean.
It's like self-deprecating.
But what is it? What are you trying to get at by saying that?
That thing's on like 9%. There. Now, it kind of indicates I just started learning graphic design like a month ago.
You're
Commit. Done. Got to move on.
Yeah, we did it.
Please.
I mean, you can always change it afterwards.
Oh, I'll never be back on Reddit until we do another episode. Because
Until you until you find out that your karma has just gone through the roof.
well, luckily, like in real life, I don't really care about.
Oh boy, unsolicited feedback from the public.
Is that
So you ever go to the site? Probably not.
I've mentioned the 3 I go to.
The I have spoken.
YouTube.
Under consideration, the brand new.
Nope.
Well, they go through they show like companies that or people that have rebranded stuff like that, and they do a write up. They tell you like who did it, what company is responsible, but there's also comments as each of those, and it's always like, "This is dog shit. Look at the kerning."
That's
Like,
so helpful.
Oh man, that site is the comments are toxic.
That's where.
None of them are.
All right. I guess they don't feel welcome here, and I didn't feel welcome saying weird things either. And I don't want to go to the other one because all that shit just rots your insides.
It's the Reddit effect, I guess.
So this one up in design by Logo Paul. Do you like the new Microsoft Edge logo? They have 2006 Explorer, 2012 Explorer logo, 15. When did Edge come out?
Obviously 2015.
Probably
that's what I'm
2015.
gonna guess.
And then the new one, 2019. It looks like a chubby wave, and I guess you're surfing the web, which is very cool.
I don't know. It's something. It doesn't really affect anything. Like, what is Safari's logo? It's like a compass, right?
It's a compass. It
really means nothing because you're never
No.
gonna see it. I don't know.
No.
It's
So it's like a chubby wave with going from blue to green at, I guess I would call the tip of the wave.
what I would say is, does this fit into the Microsoft suite of programs and applications?
I can guarantee I don't know.
Because if it doesn't, then I'd be like, well, maybe this doesn't fit. Because I know that they went to all that flat design
Yeah.
of like their UI as boxes and stuff. And the 2015 and 2012 stuff fits in there. So are they stepping away from that from their operating system for 2019?
And going
Does
more gradienty, kind of.
Yeah, and does
early
that fit into
2000?
it? Then sure, it's great. But if not, it's gonna stick out like a sore thumb on there.
Speaking of stick out like a thing,
What?
I would say, look at the silhouette it creates inside of it with the negative space. It looks like what I would imagine one of Santa's elves' penises to look like. Kind of scoops up with a big bulbous honk honk on the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it looks like an elf's wang being swaddled by Mother Nature's aquatic embrace.
What were some of the comments? There has to be comments. It did 2.9 thousand.
Whoa! All right, we'll just grab a couple.
Yeah,
we'll just
do
grab
the-
a few of the top ones.
Yeah, so sort by best. Reminds me a bit of the Firefox logo. Water Fox.
Waka waka.
Oh man. Everybody's saying
Go
Firefox.
down. So I'm trying to get to the next original comment.
Microsoft Ocean. Meh.
You could
Kinda
probably
boring.
save the.
Oh. See now we're starting to see. You're starting to see the bad stuff.
Yeah, well, because it's Microsoft. If this person was like, I'm redesigning the Microsoft logo, what do you think? I wonder if people would be nice. Yeah, but kind of boring. If they really want to attempt the browser thing again, they need to rename it Microsoft or Windows Browser and cut all ties to Explorer and Edge. Call it Microsoft Browser.
Why not?
But that's the thing. Like,
what does Safari have anything to do? What's Chrome mean? Nothing.
no. So that's what I was just going to say is that when you, for whatever reason, get like a PC, you can put whatever browser on it you want. Most people who don't really care will just use whatever's baked into it naturally, and they'll
Right.
never give a shit about the logo. It's just what happens when they click a link in an email, it opens up the program, and then they
So
see the
I
shit.
was just thinking about Apple and how they just call it music now instead of iTunes.
Yeah.
And it's podcast, TV. Maybe they're going to be the first ones to just make it Apple Internet or like Apple
Maybe.
Browser.
Yeah. It is kind of like, but it's, I never thought about it, but the way they're naming things now is just consistent with the brand name. Like Apple, music,
Yeah.
podcast.
It's like the No Name brand Twitter account
Yeah.
or any of those products from Superstore with the yellow label. It's just
Yeah.
like No Name beer, No
Yeah.
Name apple juice.
What's like in that Repo Man movie where every product was just like a white can and in like blue letters it said food or it said beer or like
Yeah.
drink. That was great.
Well, one can dream that we'll end up in this situation.
Emilio. So one valid comment here from Lord Brassica. God, you're probably insufferable. Is old people will think their internet went away because they can't find the blue E. That's super valid. But that's also assuming that these people update their shit. My, I was gonna say my step parents. I don't have those. My in-laws, they refused like 2 years ago to update their iOS on their iPads.
Right.
They're like, we don't need all that new stuff. I was like, you're holding the future in your hand and you're saying, it's enough for me, buddy. Like, you're not typing all that shit into a solar powered calculator. Like,
Yeah.
you're holding an iPad. You already made the bigger leap away from computer. And now you're like, nope, anything beyond this. I think they perfected it in 2017 and
Yeah.
I'm moving on.
It's funny, like, sometimes if I'm taking the bus and I'll look at other people's phones just to see, like, some people have their text really large because they can't see or shit.
Yep.
But then sometimes you look at somebody's phone and their operating system is like 4 versions back.
It's
And you're
weird.
like, how is that phone still running?
Yeah.
And why haven't you just updated it? Like, what is the fear? It's like, I
Where's
just
all
don't
my
underst-
stuff going to go?
It's going to be gone.
Yeah.
Um,
They do it on purpose to fuck you over.
It is an interesting comment about the older generation and the E icon, because I remember
Yeah.
doing tech support for internet companies, and that was something that people would say over the phone, like, I can't find my E. Like,
Yeah.
I can't find the E logo thing. I can't find
Yeah.
the internet. And you're like, what do you mean you can't find the internet? It's like the letter E.
I'm on the bus.
For internet.
Internet. So, they're drastically redesigning the Edge logo. It looks whatever.
Yeah.
And
Good for them.
the point is that if they want to change it, they're going to change it and everybody's going to deal with it.
Yeah.
All right. You want to read this one?
This is in the design channel, and the topic by five
Tivarine Zero.
Tivarin Zero. I think it's supposed to be Steve.
No.
Steverin.
Don't lower yourself. 5 Tivarine Zero.
But I already replaced IDK with I don't know.
Yeah, but you're
You let that
you're a
slide.
millennial. I didn't like it.
You know, I had to look up what goat meant. Like,
Yeah,
when
you
people
mentioned
use
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greatest of all time.
I also had to look up
Ricky Carmichael.
what IDK meant at one point because I'm not with it. I'm in the midst. Oh wait, hold on.
Did you feel really, really genuinely dumb when you found out the meaning for IDK? Because you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't know what this means. And then you're
Yeah.
looking like, it means I don't know. And you're like, I'll just put on a heavy coat and walk into the sea.
I also had to look up AFK the other day, and I didn't understand. And it was away from keyboard. It's like, just say you're away.
Or
You're technically never away from your keyboard unless you just throw all your devices away.
I was trying to figure out what the
From-
AAF meant because I was positive that K stood for Krampus.
I got ass fucked by a keyboard.
Or by Krampus. I thought he put us in a sack, but he treated me like a sack.
Oy. So this is pros and cons of non-standard business card sizes. I'm in the midst of designing a new business identity for myself.
Congrats.
And I'm thinking of going with a 3.5 by 1.5 card rather than the standard 3.5 by 2. Oh, you're really going out on a limb with a half an inch. What are the pros and cons of deviating from the standard size? There's not. Business cards are like, they just don't get used as much anymore. They'll get stapled to an invoice.
Or you hand it to somebody. This has happened to me. They're like, hey, I'm Captain, how do you do? And here's my card. And if it's a person I genuinely might want to talk to later, I take a photo of it and I just hand it back to them. I'm like, I got a photo, save it.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you can keep that. And I'm like, no, I don't fucking want this.
Right.
So also,
You're like, yeah, I'm gonna need that back. Actually.
Yeah.
I only printed one.
But
So
they'll say like, don't worry, I have plenty. I was like, I know, and I would like to have 0. Also, you're making this very difficult. You wanted me to hire you to do something, and now you're being a cocksucker.
right. And
So
I mean, in terms of convenience, if somebody gives me a business card, it's going in my pocket because my wallet's at max capacity of 3 cards. That's all I have. That's all I have room for.
yeah,
So if it's larger than a card, I can't fit it in my
No.
pocket. And then it's just going to go in the garbage.
well, the thought that most people keep every business card they get and put it in their wallet, I think that's kind of an outdated.
Some people...
Like Costanza for
right.
guitar lessons. You've got more cow here than here.
so,
And that's a funny, good impression.
some people will keep business cards. Like you can actually buy business card books to
Yeah.
keep them all organized. Those are your contacts. I can see
For
that
psychos.
it's weird in 2019.
Take a picture, put it in my business card album, and
Put it
walk
in,
away.
Put it in the cloud.
In the cloud.
That was also
God, I
a
love the
song
cloud.
by 50 Cent.
In the cloud?
In the cloud.
Was that one about the candy shop about people licking his penis?
No, that you're thinking of Candy Shop.
Is it
The
is that
song
what
I was
said?
referring to was in the club.
I know. I don't know any more of a song, so I want to talk about the one that I know.
Talks about he's talking about his lollipop, but he really means his penis.
All right. Well, should we write that?
You really need to listen to the song Candy Shop by 50 Cent.
That sums
That'll
it
give
up.
you all your answers.
Yeah.
Uh,
I kind of don't even want to answer this
just
one
scroll
because
down for a sec.
the person is micromanaging themselves and they're doomed.
You can stand out. Con, it can be more expensive. It might not fit a wallet or a business card holder.
But it will fit. He just said it's the same width, just a slightly shorter height, dick knob. You can fit a smaller thing into the same size thing.
Just say like make it bigger, and then win some lunches.
Hey, thick stock, 8.5 by 11 business card. Fold it 32 times,
Yeah.
so it's basically like the size of a baseball.
You're guaranteed to win lunches. Also, if you gave somebody like a 8x10 business card, well, they would. Oh, what happened?
The fuck was that?
Did you just comment?
I just started typing. It's like post it. This is why people don't like this thing. It's weird.
Oh, weird.
Oh, I hit save.
Oh, you saved it because that makes sense. If somebody gave me a large business card, I wouldn't keep it, but I'd be like, oh, I remember this weirdo who gave me a dinner plate sized. Yeah, make it round too. Here's my
Make it a
business
sphere.
card.
Spherical. Please
Yeah.
put this papier-mâché golf ball in your wall.
This basketball identifies as my business card. Please accept it.
A very thick stock will definitely
Or be guaranteed to win a few free
you
lunches.
More free sandwiches at Subway. And
Why not make your business
now,
card
who's the artist?
with an exclamation mark and not a question? I like that.
Yeah, fuck it. Grammar's for teachers and children. Bigger's always better. Anything above a 5-inch by 3-inch on a very thick stock will definitely win you more free sandwiches at Subway.
Except you win your more.
Oh, man. You know,
Mhm.
I just want to be in the ocean looking at fish. I don't
Being a marine biologist.
think about everything that we use is a little weird rectangle.
Right.
It's weird. Ocean doesn't have rectangles. I saw a fish that was like brown argyle, like all its entire body was all argyle. I was underwater, and then I got close to it. Thing puffed up, turned red as hell.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Oceans. Speaking of ocean, and interesting, I watched a little...
Ocean and interesting. You're segueing like me now. Speaking of things.
I saw a discovery today. It was a video that somebody had figured out, or by use of an algorithm, they were able to take photographies, underwater photography, and then remove the water. So, and I don't mean like, oh, it empties the water so it looks dry.
They pour it out.
But how every photo underwater has the blue. What this
Blue hue.
It kind of reverses it, so the actual colors of, say, like the coral reef or what have you actually show through, and it looks like it's in front of water instead of in it.
So they just like desaturate the blue, or
Yeah, I'll find it. I'll show.
That's
it.
cool.
I'll show it later. We're not gonna do Googling right now. This is a great comment, by the way.
hey, we're posting, baby. Oh, still one karma point. Well, we're definitely not helping
We're
people.
gonna work hard on that.
We're not truly earning them. Hold on, how long we've been at this segment for? Oh, we got it. We got time for a couple more. This one, I didn't know how to answer it because it was here. I'll put it up here. It's pretty like how long's a piece of string? Like, I don't fucking know. Like,
Oof.
you're an idiot. How much would this design cost? Just starting up. It's kind of a slabby, serify, sans serify, not a great typeface. It spells out Organya. The N is green. All the other letters are black. I don't know technical terms for things. The right stick part of the N that goes up, they made it go up taller like a branch, and then they put two very detailed at a very small size that'll just blur to shit, and it'll just look like a couple of lungs, I'd imagine, irregular lungs. But how much would this cost, like, to euthanize, to make? Like, are you trying to sell it? I don't understand it. What do you think? Obviously, I had some feelings about it.
Also, the user's endless face palms.
Oh,
2609.
Oh, get rid of that 2 and 0, buddy.
So,
It's a sexual act.
so scroll down for a sec.
Double oral.
People are actually, it's not terribly good, so maybe $50. No, that's fair, yeah. And I think around that is acceptable.
And I love that the person up top spelled assess wrong and says, tough to asses a cost for it.
Who's the good speller now?
Because a lot has to do with how you arrived at the design.
But
My
I
guess
also-
would be instantly and hastily.
I mean, I think you should upvote the $50 one by Conclusions and Clouds.
Not terribly good, so maybe 50. Yeah, fair enough. I think around that is acceptable
And
for just
has
that.
that. It started giving advice of what to do, not how much, not answering the actual question.
Where's that? Oh,
Uh,
maybe. I think I'd maybe consider filling the leaves for smaller business cards websites.
Wait, hold on. Trash 201 says nobody would pay you for that.
Amen. Conclusions and Clouds. You can tell a lot about people from their profile names, I think.
Yeah.
Conclusions and Clouds. Like, that person's an asshole, right?
Or they're just, I don't want, actually, you know what? Nope.
Like, when I go to your Twitter that's at jerking it at Costco, I know what I'm getting.
Dick Skipper.
It's a horny man who loves a bargain and doesn't mind driving 20 minutes to get it.
You just got to find what department I'm in.
All of them.
It's usually the
Snow
It's usually
tires.
the dairy department.
Oh, just doing a little mixology.
Just drinking milk while getting milk.
Excuse me, is this 2%? Pretty much.
It's gonna be 4.
That's what I take it. Number 2 in the 2%. Chocolate 4%. Oh, that's the dumbest thing I thought of in, like, I don't know, maybe in the past year. Calendar year. All right.
You could write, if you want to be an ass you pick, I would pay you to not design this. Quit everything and go back to your job.
But they're already endless face bombs. They already know they're a tragedy.
I think this is you've already upvoted 2 things. You can skip this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So a couple more. Those 2 are too good to blow through quickly. Fuck it. I got some games and stuff. I have 2 options for after the break. Each more tantalizing than itself. This second to last one I pulled off Reddit. There's more. It's in crappy design. This is the subreddit I enjoyed. It says it has a photo of Angel soft toilet paper. Angel big roundy letters with a halo on it with soft. Then below that, there's a photo of a baby with feathered wings holding a bubble that says 230 plus sheets per double roll. Now the comment is, why is this toilet paper logo a dead baby? It's a baby wearing angel wings.
Sure.
I said earlier, God sends the hot ones to heaven, and that's a beautiful child. It's a dead baby. Jean Bonnet, eat a dick. It's this kid's turn now. So, 2-ply.
I can't even compose myself.
But do you think any of the good folks at Angel Soft Toilet Paper headquarters thought, hey, doesn't this mean the baby looks dead?
No, it's like, hey, what? This is just a what is it? Cherub baby.
But are those dead babies?
I don't know.
What was
From
Michael?
the-
What was John Travolta and Michael? Did he die or was he just an angel?
I
He had a
thought
shitty coat.
he said face off a lot.
And then
I could eat a peach.
for hours.
I don't
Now
think
off to get the
Yeah, this is definitely not-
Declaration of Independence.
this is definitely not a
eat it out.
situation where
Imagine when he found the Declaration of Independence and he started trying to go down on it. Doing the I can eat a peach for hours. Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't think anybody ever thought at this point when they were making it, like, why is there a dead baby? I think it's harmless. Hey, it's a cherub.
Every time you wipe your ass, oh, fuck you. You obvious.
Angels are not deceased people.
My-
Angels were always angels. Oh.
Okay.
Okay, so that's interesting.
Angels were always angels.
At least in Catholic faith. Not according to Looney Tunes.
And they wouldn't lie to me.
Well, that's fact.
True. I guess it does depend on who you ask.
Wait,
Why is
hold-
everyone so courteous here?
What's this one? Angels / Putty
David?
and such were never alive. So Putty is
Therefore-
an unborn?
They are unborn. They can't be dead. Why
wish
is
I
this
could do-
toilet paper
I
logo?
wish I could do a Putty impression.
Yeah. Why is this toilet paper logo a dead baby?
Well, first of all, that's not a logo. Because the word is a logo.
That's exactly what I thought when I saw it. It's a picture.
You should clarify that. If you really want to comment. Well, the logo is just words with a halo. The baby is part of the brand.
Yeah. But I want to answer the question in a way
Dummy.
that isn't. Yeah. Should we write, why don't you know what a logo is?
Only if you want to. You're at the helm of the keyboard.
Why don't you know what a logo is? To be clear, that is a photo of a dead baby. I should know. I have a ton of them at home. Look at that spelling. I should. Yeah. All right. So why don't you know what a logo is? To be clear, that is maybe I'll take that one's a little snarky. To be clear, that is not a logo of a dead baby. That is a photo of a dead baby. I should know. I have a ton of them at home.
Photos of dead babies? Or
Yeah.
just or logos of dead babies? There you go.
That is a photo of a dead baby. I should know. I have a ton of them at home. It reminds me of a joke my brother told me. It's
Oh, I'm sure it's a winner.
this is as far as I can recall, his only non-racist joke. He has a lot of racist jokes. For being a white guy in White Town forever, I know, I lived there too. We didn't have a lot of negative experiences with other types of people, but he sure had a lot of opinions.
That was before the internet too.
Yeah, he was homebrewing that hate-filled kombucha. Have a ton of them. I should know. And come on, give me karma for that. To be clear, that's
You gotta try and then
46 seconds. I can wait for that. The joke. How do you get rid of a garage filled with dead babies?
I don't know.
Oh, seriously.
That was his joke.
Yep. It's better than one about Ray Charles. I can tell you that.
God. All right. So
All right.
You had one more.
Yeah, I got one more. Oh, 15 seconds. I got to wait 15 seconds. Let's count down from 1.
1?
Try in 6 seconds. Come on. That is no longer maybe. Yay. To be clear, that is not a logo of a dead baby. That is a photo of a dead baby. I should know. I have a ton of them at home. All right, last one, and then we'll take a break. And I have 2 options of things to do, each more delightful than the last. So, this one. Okay, I want you to read this whole thing. I want you to drive this mother, because this I sent to my oldest kid. I sent to my wife, and they're like, "What the hell is it?" And I said, "It's what it is, baby."
So
and you tell us what it is
this
now,
is in
please.
the logo design subreddit, a place to discuss.
Technically, in the logo design, I see no evidence of it, but we're here.
Sure.
That's a Drake song.
So
We were somewhere, now we're here.
the user is Ralpso
Well, that's fair.
or Russian Alp. Anyways, and the title is Logo Workout. Blind dating app critique is welcome. And the app is called Throbster. The beauty hides within. And the logo is a circle with like, I'm going to guess that there's a line over the person's eyes as if they've been kidnapped.
Oh, like blind. But
like,
it's a blind dating
That's
app.
like a hair. Oh, it's a blind dating app or an app for, I thought
But isn't every app blind dating?
I thought it was for blind people. That's what I.
Oh, then what they wouldn't care what it looked like. It could look like this.
If it said like a blind date app, then I would read that differently as a blind dating app.
If it was blind dating,
It's still called Throbster.
Throbster. The beauty hides within.
Ugh.
Critique is welcome.
The beauty's in the basement.
Puts a lotion on my arm. So yeah, it's a circle, which is great. Has a black rounded rectangle going through it that looks like a censored out dong. It has within the circle kind of like intersecting wave things that kind of look like a deformed hooter belonging to Hooter. And Throbster, I think, to be completely honest, if they just wrote Throbster, that would be enough. What else do you need?
What is the comments? Please.
Wow.
Please scroll down. Kerning. No, you wrote Kerning? Kerning, nephew.
Iraq, you break. That's a name. Kerning nephew.
Regarding color, the rules were that you date blind, so I thought black. Thanks for your feedback. The icon is a dude wearing a blindfold.
Well, that's his hair?
Yeah, I was semi-right.
Semi-throbbing.
Fuck.
Honestly, not too sure what the icon is. Kerning needs work. Name needs work. Name is amazing, actually, for a dating app. If it's just about getting down to Bone Town and you call it fucking Throbster, you're a genius. Think about what's the one people use? Tinder. What does that even do?
Is it
Like start a fire, crotch fire?
It's a camping app?
Hey, there you go.
Find other campers in your area.
Woodland-
Camp with them.
Woodland boning.
It should be.
Tagline should be smaller, in my opinion. I'm not acronyming that. Maybe with a less heavy version of the same font. Color, please. Haha. Most dating apps lean towards purple and red.
No, they don't.
So in this case, I think constructive criticism is not helpful. It's like, stick with,
Does anybody
just have the name Throbster. God damn it.
Yeah, like to be totally like scroll down. Does anybody even comment on the name at all?
The worst part of this is the actual product.
Yeah, the Logo Workout website. What is Logo Workout?
Website gave me this name, and I also think that it's pretty awful. What's wrong with the kerning? If it fits the overall image, why not? Sideways thing face.
Okay, what is Logo Workout? Is that a website?
Well, we're about to find out.
I wonder if it's like a Fiverr scenario.
Logo workout. No, it's a thing. Become a logo designer.
Ooh, a logo designer.
Design is not talent; it's hard work.
Go to lessons.
Become a logo designer. You'll only ever become a great logo designer if you study the theory of the craft. The fact that you call it logo designing and not brand design means that this is horseshit.
Yep. This can't be what they're talking about.
Yep.
Oh man. Either way,
name generator. Yeah. Well, random name generator. The Spry Wet Bar. This could generate the name of this episode. We should use this every fucking week.
Generate. Well, what's the quality though? Generate a new one. Stepmother working. Okay.
I don't mind that.
Worried representative.
These are for company names?
Jealous youth.
The Rural Juror. Fast counseling. Now,
that's the Bob.
That's what I'm looking for.
That's the Bob Newhart counseling.
Any kind of medical professional. I want speed. I want out. Don't wash your hands. Don't take your time. Don't ask me about my upbringing. Just get fast. Packcast. Packcast. One word. Attachor. What the hell is this?
Distinguished research.
Yeah, what is this
Worst
for?
Marvel movie ever.
Most people will advise you to practice by designing logos for fake companies, and so will I. But coming up with fake company names can be quite difficult, especially if you are motivated to practice daily and have to come up with a lot of names regularly. So this is just for like bullshit.
I wonder if that came up as Throbster.
Frilly Consulting, crushing AS.
The starchy expression.
Oh, starchy. Paper handicap. That's not bad. This goes back to the business card. That guy was suffering from a paper handicap. Year cat. Oh, exercise. Oh, it just said exercisor. This is definitely where Throbster came from. But the fact.
So
all right. So the fact that Logo Workout puts what this is for below the name generator. This, what's his name? Ralph was slow. Thought it was like a company name generator. Or maybe he's just practicing. That's probably it. I'm an idiot.
Throbster is like how you describe a sexual predator. He was a real Throbster.
/ compliment. To be honest, the name is working.
But if you
fine.
If you described a lady
Focus
as
on-
where did you guys meet each other? We met on Throbster. We hit it off immediately. It's the worst icebreaker.
But when it says the beauty hides within, is the dong the beauty?
Well, that's what's weird. It's a blind
That's very natural.
a blind
between
dating
man
app
and a woman.
called Throbster.
whoever.
So do you connect an EKG to the man's penis, and that's you can tell what his throb level is at?
Turgidity. I just watched something about this.
What?
Yeah, it was about boners. Hold on. It was a documentary on Netflix about, it's called like The Power Generation or something, about athletes going vegan and how they're yielding
I did
way
see that.
crazy results.
And
And there
they-
was that test where they put those foam rings around those dudes' knobs and made them go to sleep.
But the doctor, I don't know if you noticed at the end, he was also like, "This is not scientifically accurate, but it's interesting."
Yeah.
It's like, wait, are you even a doctor? Or are you just a guy in a coat? Yeah, that's called The Game Changer
That was good.
documentary. I liked
That was
it.
way
Yeah.
better than I thought. I actually stopped eating eggs and shit because of it. Just when they would like eat like the beef burrito and their blood was all cloudy.
Yeah.
And then eating one like vegan burrito the next day and their blood was completely clear.
Yeah.
It's crazy how quickly your body processes that shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I decided to cut out everything that I enjoy from my life, so I
are
can
you
live
writing
longer and enjoy less.
That
Throbster.
That Throbster name is rock hard.
Oh, Throbster is. No, that's two. To be honest, the name is working just fine. Focus on a strong word mark instead of messing with visuals. Throbster. All right. What's the last line? Throbster what? Throbster bones?
The tagline should be feel the pulse.
Oh.
Well, it's better than the beauty hides within.
All right. Feel the pulse. Ugh. Now, I don't even feel... See? They have me like on like good behavior. I don't even act this politely in front of my children. Oh, I don't even know.
Do you need a final line, though?
No. I think I'm just going to write Throbster again. Fucking spelling. Throbster. Throbster. Yeah. So, again, go to worstdesignshow.com and check out all this crap because it is pretty insane. So, yeah. That is... Oh, listener question from last episode. Al, you asked me. I remember you we were talking skating with Jaden. I remember you showing me some wild skate videos. Any favorites? And do they have any direct influence on your work or just keep you excited enough to stay alive? It is the latter. It made me realize that out of all the skating shit I've looked at over the past like 35 years,
Right.
I've never stolen anything that I've seen. I've like, when I look at skating, I think of it as art. Like if I see a nice painting, I don't think, how could I use that for work? It's just this whole other world that I just love and appreciate. Right. And then I go on with my life. So, no, Al. I said that very like confidently. Fucking Al. No, I view it as basically like a beautiful performance and then walk away. I don't even, because with skating, there's like the NBD thing, the never been done. Or the already been done. Like if you go to a skate spot and someone says, hey, someone half cab front crooked this rail last year. If you do that same trick, you're a fucking kook. Like you have to do a different trick. If it's already been done, don't do it again.
Plus you might get an H.
Exactly. If you're playing Heath, which I started playing after Heath Ledger died, and I feel that it honors his memory, and he probably has kids. It probably honors them, and that lady who he was married to maybe when he died or before. It honors her as well.
I've also never stopped saying Steve Perry.
See?
So he's taking one of those basketball shots.
Yeah, one of the long ones or the short ones?
Steve Perry.
So that's where the Heath Ledger thing came out, because we would say that I used to play every lunch. My buddy would come to where I worked, and there's like a basketball hoop right there, and we'd play for like an hour and a half. And we would always do the Steve Perry. And then Heath Ledger died, and then I started saying Heath Ledger, and we started the Heath Ledger Memorial Basketball League, which had 3 members, me, Greg, the guy I played with, and Al, the person who asked this question. I added him to it, and he's like, why did you add me? And I said, just don't worry about it. And then he never did.
It's basketball.
So this one goes out to you, Heath. We love you. We miss you. You're England's rose, and we'll never forget you. And after the break, we'll do a quick game and
Fuck off.
Actor Heath Ledger was found dead Tuesday at a downtown Manhattan residence. Authorities believe his death may be drug-related. A spokesman for the New York Police Department says the Australian-born actor had an appointment for a massage in an apartment that's believed to be his home. and the housekeeper who went to let Ledger know the masseuse was there found him dead. Ledger.
Oh man, the video that we watched was hilarious. I forgot to I forgot to actually look up that underwater thing.
What video did we watch?
We watched the video entitled "Salad Fingers."
What?
That's a good old one. Yeah, if you look it up, you might not remember. It was old when like a lot of the internet flash cartoons were around. It's called Salad Fingers.
Oh, you're talking about like whatever we put in the. All right.
I mean, don't do that, but
I've never seen Salad Fingers. Judging by the image, it looks stupid.
yeah, well, if you didn't like experience it when it first came out, don't bother.
Is this like an E-Bombs World thing?
I
also didn't like those.
No, it was something. It was just weird.
Take that, sweaty vetter. Fucking the fly or whatever. It was like, I'm gonna give it to your mama. It was like this stupid fly, and Sweaty Vetter lost his shit so hard. And there's another one who's like this Asian butler.
Did he forward it to you a lot?
Back in I think back in those days it would be like I'd be at his house or he'd be at my house. Be like, I gotta show you all these funny fly videos where it's like a pimp or something, and then there's one where this Asian butler. And he said that Elvis Presley put a stake through Bing Crosby's heart with his rock and roll music.
That makes sense.
That one was kind of funny, but the fly one was bad. So we have two options to round out this shit. The first one is Fast Company, and you can go to worstdesignshow.com and pick whatever one we picked, and you can click on it. Fast Company put up an urban dictionary of design slang.
Okay.
So we have that. We can just run through random ones and discuss them. I looked at a few. I didn't recognize shit.
Okay.
Like it's very inside baseball. The second one, it's called The Expert 7 Red Lines. I was curious if any unfunny bunch of dipshits are making like graphic design comedy videos, because it's not a funny industry. And it's all, everyone tells the same goddamn jokes, like Comic Sans and whatever. It's like, it's not an industry known to be funny.
It's how Jerry King has made his living.
Exactly.
His fortune. Actually.
Talent.
I have seen this
All right.
a few times. It's been sent. I don't really remember it because it's not memorable for some reason.
All right, then we can
so
skip
let's
it.
do the slang.
Yeah, because I watched the first like minute of this, and it was brutal.
Right.
Like they think they are, like the client says, you have to make us 7 red lines, but 2 of them have to be transparent. And then the designer's like, I can't make it something transparent and red. But his project manager's like, no, it's okay. We can do it. It was horrible.
Yeah.
So
Maybe that's why I've kind of like blocked it out of my head.
Loris Beinertz, 91,000 people subscribe to her for this shit. All right. Well, proof once again that I don't.
Oh no.
Proof once again that I don't know what people like, because nobody follows me anywhere, and I have very few friends.
You have 3 followers at home.
Yeah, every room, and a dog. The cat doesn't give a shit. All right. So, Fast Company put up an urban dictionary of design slang. It says here are all the designer terms you need to know, as well as quite a few most designers would love to never hear again. Now let's kind of Russian roulette it, and we'll pick Bert. Here. We landed on H. Hamburger, a menu icon, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Honking, adjective, ugly synonym of horsey, just more fun to say.
Well, what's
too big
horsey?
in general. Well, that's not even fun. Honking in the tunnel, the escalation that happens once more than one area of a design needs emphasis. This can happen with weight and color and honking in a tunnel. Just going too hard for your surroundings, I guess.
That just sounds like somebody grabbed somebody else that shouldn't have.
Yeah.
When the subway went under the tunnel.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I've noticed watching Australian and British reality shows is that when they want to say like it looks quite homey, they say homely. And it makes me laugh every time. It's like, it looks so homely in here. And they're like, oh, thank you. And I thought they were saying it wrong the first couple times, but then every show says it. So
much like Homely the Clown.
Homely does not play that.
Yes.
And will not play that. Under I showed this to my wife, husband, other phrase. I don't like the concept, but would rather attribute the criticism to someone else. You see anything you like in there?
No. I'm actually kind of disappointed that Fast Company put this out. Oh, actually, make it look like Apple.
Yeah.
We have no idea what we want. Yeah, I would agree with that.
So the one, yeah, absolutely. The one I saw earlier, which really jumped out at me for no other reason than I looked at it, was magical interaction. Any design with magnets.
I don't know what that means.
I think if you like a physical product, like a packaging enclosure, if you use magnets to close it rather than like tabs.
Some of these must be actual like physical product. Speaking of make it look like Apple, I noticed that this room has removed all of its attaché from the walls.
Yes, but I assume at some point there will be more.
Oh yeah. Apple logos.
NUX, a vaguely profane sounding acronym meaning new user experience.
Nope, never
See
heard of it.
also FTUX. Problem set, the things you already asked us to work on. Problem set. I guess that's the set of problems we're working on.
This is actually pretty bad.
Like it seems like a lot of these are really specific to like one studio somewhere.
Yeah, like robust solution now for we think it'll work. No. It would be used like it's a complex solution. It's a robust that involves a lot of shit.
Yeah, but I think they're saying like we're bullshitting by saying robust, and then in reality we think it'll work. Slower, put less shit on it. What is this stuff? Tasty, a term meaning attractive design. Oh, that reminds me. Anybody listening that uses the word sexy in design, you gotta stop. Everybody feels uncomfortable and creeped out when you say it. You just got to stop. I'm going to see if it's on.
I actually haven't heard it for quite some time. It's been nice. I'd rather hear somebody like, "Can you make it more Throbster?" Like,
yeah,
but
put the magic inside me.
Yeah,
the magnets.
Make the links pulse.
Tight, well resolved, timeless. TFB, type is too fucking big. What? Who writes TK tomorrow night? But like a king night because it's a K. Tomorrow night. Bonnie Siegler, 8.5. You've lost your goddamn mind. Touch points, trendy. Understated elegance. That's what I'm going for. Something overpriced without too much explanation. Understated. Well, they're from Pentagram, so everyone has to agree with them. Pentagram just redesigned the Warner Brothers identity.
Yeah.
They made it flat.
Yeah.
It's blue.
Yeah.
Beyond that, maybe this is just dumb. We need this tomorrow. We forgot to tell you that the project started last week. See,
well, hold on. White space isn't like a jargon. That's a legitimate.
It's a term.
That's a term and not just designed.
See, but then right below they have widow when a lonely word is left on a line by itself. That's another term. See, this is why, we can't make videos that like sketch videos. We can't write like pithy posts. I'm having second thoughts about this fucking podcast now that I'm lumped in with these dickheads. This is just horrible. Hey, if you're listening and you know anything in design, not in design, you know what I mean, within the design world that is funny, can you like find us at Worst Design Show on social media things? Because I've been doing this for 19 years now. I've never, to my recollection, seen a funny graphic design thing.
No, I'm trying to think. Like, even, did you ever watch the IT Crowd?
No, because forever I thought it was the It Crowd. And then is it British?
Yeah.
I got like a minute into it. I said, this is so British. And then I had to turn it off.
Sure. But if you can get past the Britishness of it, it's a show about an IT department of two people and their manager. But it's funny, but you don't need to know like tons about IT.
Yeah.
So I just couldn't picture a sitcom about some graphic designers and it being funny and then people also understanding.
Well, that reminds me of a topic when we started the show way back when. I wanted to do one show where we discuss movies and TV shows that feature characters who are graphic or web designers.
Yeah.
Because I could think of a couple, and they're just like that 40 Days and 40 Nights with that Josh Hartnett guy. Fucking, that guy should have been thanking his lucky stars when the good Lord took Heath Ledger from us. Because that guy, he should have been working way more, but he didn't. He was basically like, if Heath Ledger's busy, get Josh Hartnett.
He was kind of weird looking guy though.
Heath Ledger's a weird looking guy.
No.
He looks like he probably looks like a skeleton now.
Right.
Rest in power, my man.
What about Tom Hanks in Big? He was a toy designer.
Marketing. Oh, he's in.
He designed toys.
But yeah, that's true. And he had success. And he was like 13 and boned a lady on his trampoline or whatever.
Yeah.
Which makes her a proud pedophile in that last scene where he's walking back to his house and he shrinks and she's like, what a little scamp. It's like his thing was in you yesterday. Like,
Yeah.
you don't feel uneasy about this at all. That should have fucked her up for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
All right.
The last scene would have been her just jumping from a bridge.
Yeah. Or just like waving goodbye as he walks
In a
into his
cop car.
parents' house, and then the other hand comes into frame and just one slit down the wrist. If you're doing it vertically, not horizontally, go with the vein. And that should have been it. It should have been her bleeding arm, bleeding out on the side of her
Onto
car,
Zohan.
out of her Toyota Camry, and then Zohan has sex with her. That's what he did in that movie,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
That's a pretty funny movie.
Which one?
Don't mess with the Zohan.
Oh, well, not Zohan then. Also, you know.
Oh,
that's,
Zoltar?
yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Imagine if the machine was like a marionette Zohan with like a little hairdryer and
You know, it's
stuff.
based off a real guy.
Huh.
I mean,
I didn't.
obviously Sandler took liberties with the concept, but his base, I didn't believe it at first. I did some research. I looked on the internet.
You put in the work, you're
I
saying.
found at least 2 articles referencing it. So confirmed.
Case closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty funny movie.
So this list of things
Yeah.
is awful.
Yeah, like,
And I've never heard 90% of these things.
so one term is document the shit out of it, which means take pictures from a million angles and post-process the images to make it look 5 times cooler than it actually is.
Look, hold on.
See, these people think they're funny.
Can you go up to the top where it explains where these came from?
All these people.
The answers we
So we
receive
asked-
range from, but if you've ever been puzzled by a designer telling you he needed to ideate a more approachable futux or add more value to that horsey mega menu.
So
if somebody talked to me like that, I would make them explain
Oh,
everything.
I would-
and I would be like, "This is not a joke. You explain this in English."
I would just continue
Make
to
me feel
stare at them
bad.
until they ask me what's wrong. And
Just
I,
keep
I was
saying-
just waiting for you to say something that I know what it is.
Just keep saying, "Try again."
Like if you
Nope.
ask me,
Try
if you
again.
say the word guac right now, I'll drop kick every relative you
Oh, I
have.
could go for some guac right now.
You fucking love it.
Walks and Crocs.
So yeah, it says joining the ranks of any profession is the same as committing yourself to learning an entirely new language, most of which is frankly gibberish. I say gibberish. Fucking TPS reports anyone. Hit that twice. Design is no exception. So we asked some of our friends at design firms, including Pentagram, Ammunition, Huge, Zebra, Pencil, Google Ventures, Sagmeister, and Walsh. And I think it's just Sagmeister now. I think Walsh has their own shit. And more to define their favorite examples of design, slang, and jargon. Actually, I'm going to look up who from Walsh said anything because she's a weirdo. Create an experience. Designing a banner ad you can click on.
That's not jargon. It's a task.
Exploring
So-
notions of typographic instability. I'm putting the outlines of several different typefaces on top of each other.
Do you know? Hold on. I just realized something. The name of this train wreck of a show
Yeah.
is called Designers Are the Worst. This article proves it.
This.
I'm trying to think of like every other job that I've had, which I've had a lot.
Yeah.
And if we've ever had jargon and slang, and I cannot think of a single thing that didn't mean anything
Yeah.
to other people. Like it was obviously related to the industry, but they were real terms.
ASAP. This acronym really irritates the shit out of me, so I believe it means this: as slow as possible. Otherwise, why not give me a fucking date? Oh, Eddie, opera from Pentagram. You kiss other people's mothers with that mouth? Anyway, this was a disaster.
Hold on.
What a horrible thing.
I want to. What does it say above the fold? This term is disliked
Oh, sorry.
by many designers. I know, myself included. I didn't say that. I read it. Because we know that although first impressions are very important, users will inevitably scroll down the page to see the remainder of the content. Also, the fold in digital is different depending on what device the user on, so designing with specific size in mind. That's true, but not true. Because you could define fold, if you actually do any analytical research, as the scroll point of where the users scroll to on average.
And where they bail or make a move or whatever.
It's not based on screen sizes, it's based on scroll length.
Also, it's
That's
so tough to
definitely
make
the fold
a uniform scroll point now, like the both below the fold, because screen size is kind of a joke now. It's wherever it is all over the place.
Yeah.
So push it where people want to find it. You don't put the peanut butter beside the tuna in the fridge. You don't put either of those in the fridge.
Yeah, I would like to downvote this article and give it a Throbster thumbs down.
Oh, it's a thumb. That's very curious. I actually think that the collection of people that they brought together and the people that spurred this article on can be defined by the very first definition in this fucking abortion of an article. And I don't like saying that term.
Article?
I'd rather say editorial. I'd say long read thing. States' rights, y'all. Look into it.
I just realized one jargon abbreviation we used to use at the internet company.
Yeah.
We'd write in like customer notes because we didn't have much space. Instead of customer, we'd write CX.
Yeah.
Or like instead of telephone, we write TN. But it was known within the company and nobody got mad or had like...
The only one I like is I heard from a guy that worked like a help desk. It was in PBCAC, and they tell the customer like, "Oh, like I can't find the blue E to make the internet open, or whatever." And then he's like, oh, "Okay, yeah, this looks like a PBCAC. I'll get in there and fix it." And he'll fix it and walk away, and they're all happy. The acronym stood for Problem Between Chair and Computer. It means you're an idiot.
Right.
So thank you, Rob, the only other guy I worked with that liked Tom Waits. So, but yeah, so the first definition in this list can be summed up, can sum up everybody that was involved in it, which is a bunch of numpties, a group of idiots. Yep, that's it. So thank you all for listening again.
That was terrible.
Yeah, fucking.
That was less of a game and more of a gauntlet.
I started saying I'm going to make it my mission before the next episode to find something funny that relates to graphic design. But when I said I got tired of it already and I don't want to do it. So
We got to my.
So like my mission before the next episode is to. So I got one word in, 2 letters. I said, fuck it. I don't want to do that.
You Hindenburg that.
I pre-hated it and I still hate it. So speaking of hating things, thank you for listening to the show. Episode 24, as we've said a few times. I don't know if we've been...
The show is of legal age in most countries now.
Hey, old enough to what? Old enough for butt.
Yeah, I guess so.
No follow-up. Okay.
So you can find us on Throbster?
Or, well, not in it, because the beauty hides within. Was it the beauty hides within? Lives within? The beauty enters while you sleep. So if you want to talk to us in any form of way, what?
It should be Throbster, and this goes, this is going to get gross.
just Rafi holding a toilet brush.
And that's the icon, is just Rafi's face.
That wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
If you like anything about computer stuff, go to Instagram or Twitter and look at Worst Design Show. We're not on Facebook because we don't want to be. We're on YouTube. We take all the episodes and put it on YouTube as well. We don't have an official domain on YouTube yet because you need like 100+ followers, and I think we're still at 3. Slow roll. We're going to start getting those affiliate dollars. I don't know what people do on YouTube.
And you've got it set to play an ad every 10 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Mega dollar. I don't know how the ads work on
and
YouTube.
they take over the entire screen, just like this big one with Matthew McConaughey at the top of this stupid list.
All right.
Okay, all right, yeah. So at Worst Design Show, you can find us worstdesignshow.com. You can go to the website. You can look at all, like if you're new and you're listening to this and you're still here, God bless you, you're a patient person. But go and check out the old shows. If you're listening to old shows, we do put up all the photos and links and stuff that we talk about. So
we put that on Medium, right?
Yeah.
Is it behind a paywall?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nah, it's not behind a paywall. It's a free thing that nobody looks at, like all the other free articles on Medium. So where can people find you online, Marcus?
Well, I already mentioned I'm being the dairy department of the Costco. But chugging 4% chocolate milk.
Brewing up some 4%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 2%, Marcus.
It's the only way to drink milk is to butt chug it.
98% or 96% milk, 4% me.
4% potatoes.
You eat a lot of potatoes.
Milk and potatoes.
Thanks, everybody. We'll catch you next time. Remember, making pictures for a living ain't that bad. And if you think it is, you are the worst. Bye.